Hey, loves, welcome back to the channel. I am so excited about today's reading because we're diving into what's coming next in your love life. This is a safe space, so take a deep breath, relax, and get ready to uncover some amazing possibilities together. I'm seriously buzzing with good energy, and I can't wait to share it with you. Now, this reading is timeless, so whenever you're watching this, the message is meant for you right now. What makes this reading super special is that we're not just looking at who's coming, but what kind of energy, lessons, or blessings are headed your way. We're going to peek into the near future to see what your heart can look forward to, building anticipation and excitement together. I've got 4 beautiful crystal piles for you to choose from today, each with its own unique vibe. First, we have the citrine star, which is all about empowering you. Its theme is radiant self-discovery. It's about unveiling your inner light to attract a love that reflects your true worth. Next up is the carnelian heart, radiating centering energy with its theme of passionate grounding, which is about cultivating self-love before opening your heart. Then, we have the amazonite angel, balancing harmonious communication to foster clear and compassionate connections. And finally, we have the smoky quartz tree, with its nurturing energy, all about rooted growth, releasing past wounds to create space for new love to blossom. So go ahead and take a moment and trust your intuition. There's no pressure. Just choose the crystal or crystals that you feel most drawn to. It's totally okay to check out more than one pile if something calls to you. Take a deep breath, make a wish for clarity in your love life, and let's dive in. Hey there, my friend. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to dive into your love life reading. With the citrine star as your pile crystal, this reading is all about empowering you to discover your radiant self, so you can attract a love that truly reflects your worth. It's about shining your inner light, like stepping into your power so love finds you at your brightest. Okay, so the first card we have here is the King of Wands, and oh my gosh, this is like fire energy. This king is all about passion, leadership, and taking charge. So, right off the bat, I'm getting the sense that you are someone who is a natural leader, or at least you could be if you fully embraced this energy. People are drawn to your enthusiasm and your ability to inspire them. You're probably the kind of person who has big ideas and isn't afraid to go after them, which is amazing. But there's always a flip side, right? With all that fire, there's a potential for being a little bit impulsive or even, dare I say, a bit bossy sometimes. Like you might get so caught up in your own vision that you forget to consider other people's perspectives, or you might just rush into things without really thinking them through. Does that sound familiar at all? I mean, no one's perfect, right? We all have our moments. But the key here is to be aware of that potential, Because with the King of Wands, it's all about channeling that fiery energy in a positive and constructive way. It's about using your passion to inspire and motivate others, not to control them. It's about taking charge of your own life and your own destiny, but also being mindful of the impact that your actions have on the people around you. And in terms of your love life, this could mean that you're someone who is very confident and assertive in your relationships. You know what you want, and you're not afraid to go after it, which is great. But again, it's about finding that balance between being confident and being domineering, You don't want to scare people away with your intensity, but you also don't want to dim your own light to make others feel more comfortable. It's a delicate dance, isn't it? I also feel like this king is telling you to really own your power. Like, don't be afraid to step into your leadership role in your own life. Maybe you've been holding back, or maybe you've been doubting yourself. But this card is saying that you have everything you need to create the life and the love that you desire. You just need to believe in yourself and trust your instincts. And something else that's coming to mind is that you might be attracted to people who are also strong and confident, maybe even a little bit rebellious. You're not looking for someone who's going to play it safe or follow the rules. You want someone who's going to challenge you and inspire you to be your best self. Okay, so that's the King of Wands. Now, the next card we have is the Lovers. Oh my gosh, this is getting good. Now, this card, of course, is often associated with romantic relationships. But it's also about choices and decisions, like really big, important decisions. And it's about aligning your choices with your values. It's about making sure that you're living a life that is authentic and true to yourself. So, in the context of your love life, this card could definitely indicate a significant romantic connection coming your way. Maybe you're going to meet someone who feels like a soulmate, or maybe you're going to deepen an existing relationship in a really profound way. But it's not just about finding love. It's about making a choice to be with someone who truly aligns with your values and your vision for the future. And that's where the choice aspect of this card really comes into play. Because sometimes, even when we feel a strong connection with someone, we have to make a conscious decision to choose them. We have to weigh the pros and cons, and we have to decide if this relationship is really going to support our growth and our happiness in the long run. It's not always easy, is it? But I also feel like this card is about more than just romantic love. It's about all the choices that you make in your life and how those choices reflect your values and your beliefs. Are you making choices that are in alignment with your true self? Or are you letting external pressures or expectations dictate your path? Are you honoring your own needs and desires, or are you constantly putting others first? These are the kinds of questions that the Lover's card is asking you to consider. And going back to the King of Wands for a second, I'm wondering if you're currently facing a situation where you have to choose between following your passion and playing it safe. Like, maybe there's a part of you that wants to take a leap of faith and pursue your dreams, but there's also a part of you that's afraid of failing or disappointing others. And that's where the Lover's card can offer some guidance. It's telling you to trust your intuition and to make a choice that feels authentic to you, even if it's scary. It's telling you that you have the power to create your own reality and that you deserve to be happy and fulfilled. Also, I really feel a strong sense of needing to communicate clearly in relationships. Like really saying what you mean and being honest about your feelings, even when it's difficult. Misunderstandings can be avoided if you just speak from the heart. With this Lover's card, there's an emphasis on partnership, so true partnership requires open and honest dialogue. Something else I'm seeing here is a possible crossroads. It feels like you might be at a point where you need to decide what you truly want in a relationship. Are you looking for something casual, or are you ready for something more serious and committed? Are you willing to put in the work to build a lasting connection, or are you just looking for a quick fix? And that leads us to the Knight of Swords. Whoa, this is like a burst of energy. This knight is all about action, speed, and decisive communication. He's the kind of person who doesn't hesitate to speak his mind, even if it's not what people want to hear. He's driven by logic and intellect, and he's not afraid to challenge the status quo. So, in the context of your love life, this knight could represent a sudden and unexpected opportunity, or a swift and decisive action that you need to take. Maybe you're going to meet someone who sweeps you off your feet, or maybe you're going to finally have that difficult conversation that you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, this card is telling you to be ready to act quickly and confidently. But there's also a warning here. Because the Knight of Swords can also be a bit reckless and impulsive, and he can sometimes say things that he later regrets. He's so focused on his own agenda that he can forget to consider the feelings of others, and he can come across as arrogant or insensitive. So, it's important to temper that Knight of Swords energy with a bit of compassion and understanding. I think the Knight of Swords is urging you to be direct and honest in your communication, but also to be mindful of the impact that your words have on others. It's about speaking your truth with clarity and conviction, but also with kindness and respect. You don't want to bulldoze over people's feelings, but you also don't want to hold back from saying what needs to be said. It's a tricky balance, isn't it? And going back to the Lovers and the King of Wands for a second, I'm wondering if this Knight of Swords energy is going to help you make a decision about a relationship or a situation that you've been struggling with, Like maybe you've been torn between two choices, or maybe you've been hesitant to take action because you're afraid of making the wrong decision. But the Knight of Swords is saying that it's time to stop overthinking and start doing. It's time to trust your instincts and to make a choice that feels right for you, even if it's scary. And it's time to communicate your decision with clarity and confidence so that everyone knows where you stand. With the King of Wands passion, the Lover's choice, and the Knight of Swords action, it feels like you are on the verge of something big, my friend. Just make sure you're charging forward with your heart and your head, okay? There's a real opportunity for empowered love here, a love that reflects your true self. I can't wait to see what happens next. I am so excited for you. Okay. So after all that action and decisiveness, now we have the moon, which is like totally different energy, right? Oh my gosh, this is so interesting. So like after all that forward momentum, this card is asking you to like slow down and really look within, you know. Like the citrine star is all about empowering your inner light, but the moon is showing that like sometimes that light can be a little bit obscured, you know. It's like there might be some shadows or some illusions that are preventing you from seeing things clearly. And this is so important, especially with the King of Wands passion and the Knight of Swords impulsiveness. Like, it's great to be passionate and decisive, but you also need to make sure that you're not just rushing into things without really understanding what's going on, you know? So the moon is all about intuition, the subconscious, and like hidden things. And it's about trusting your gut feeling, even when things don't make logical sense. It's about acknowledging your fears and your insecurities and not letting them control you. It's about being honest with yourself about what you truly want and need in a relationship, even if it's not what you think you should want or need. Does that make sense? I feel like, with the citrine star's empowering energy, this card is also about, like, reclaiming your intuition, you know? Like maybe you've been ignoring your inner voice for too long, or maybe you've been doubting your own instincts. But this card is saying that your intuition is a powerful tool, and that you need to start listening to it. Like, really listening. And in terms of your love life, this could mean a few different things. Like, maybe there's something that's being hidden from you, or maybe there's something that you're hiding from yourself. Maybe you're not being completely honest with your partner, or maybe you're not being completely honest with yourself about your feelings for them. Or maybe you're just afraid of getting hurt, so you're holding back from fully investing in the relationship. I'm also wondering if there's some, like, past trauma or unresolved issues that are affecting your current relationship, or your ability to form new relationships. Like, maybe you've been hurt in the past, so you're afraid of getting hurt again. Or maybe you have some deep-seated beliefs about yourself or about relationships that are preventing you from finding true love. You know, like those old tapes that play in our heads. The moon is asking you to confront those fears and those beliefs, and to release them so that you can move forward with a clean slate. It's about healing your emotional wounds so that you can be open to receiving love in a healthy and fulfilling way. And it's about trusting that you are worthy of love and that you deserve to be happy. With the Lover's card, I feel like this card is urging you to really get clear on what your values are in a relationship. You know, what do you truly need to feel loved and supported? What are your non-negotiables? And are you willing to compromise on some things, or are you sticking to your guns? It's about being honest with yourself about what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. Something else that's coming to mind is that you might be dealing with some uncertainty or confusion in your love life right now. Like, maybe you're not sure how your partner feels about you, or maybe you're not sure if you're making the right choices. And the moon is saying that it's okay to feel confused, and it's okay to not have all the answers right now. It's about trusting that things will eventually become clear, and that you'll find your way. But in the meantime, it's important to be patient with yourself, and to not put too much pressure on yourself to figure everything out right away. Like, take a deep breath, you know. This could also mean that you're entering a phase of intense introspection. Like, you might be spending more time alone, reflecting on your past relationships and your future goals. You might be journaling, meditating, or engaging in other activities that help you connect with your inner self. And this is a good thing. It's about taking the time to really understand yourself so that you can make better choices in the future. It's about building a stronger foundation of self-love and self-acceptance so that you can attract a partner who truly reflects your worth. Going back to the King of Wands, I'm wondering if this moon energy is asking you to temper your fiery passion with a bit of sensitivity and vulnerability, you know. Like, it's great to be confident and assertive, but it's also important to be able to connect with your partner on a deeper emotional level. It's about being willing to show your vulnerable side and to let your partner see you for who you truly are. Like, the King of Wands can be a bit intimidating sometimes, so the moon is softening that energy and making it more approachable. And with the Knight of Swords, I feel like this moon energy is urging you to think before you speak and to be mindful of the impact that your words have on others. Like, the Knight of Swords can be a bit blunt and insensitive, so the moon is adding a dose of compassion and understanding to the mix. It's about communicating your thoughts and feelings with clarity and honesty, but also with kindness and respect. And it's about being willing to listen to your partner's perspective, even if you don't agree with them. It's about really hearing them, you know? Another thing I'm seeing here is a need to trust your intuition when it comes to making decisions about your love life. Like, maybe you're getting mixed signals from someone, or maybe you're not sure if you should trust them. And the moon is saying that you need to listen to your gut feeling, even if it doesn't make logical sense. If something feels off, it probably is. And it's better to trust your intuition and protect yourself than to ignore your intuition and get hurt. This could also mean that you're attracting people who are a bit mysterious or enigmatic. Like, maybe you're drawn to people who are a bit of a challenge or who have a hidden side to them. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's important to be aware of it. Like, you need to make sure that you're not just projecting your own fantasies or desires onto them, and that you're seeing them for who they truly are. It's about being realistic about their flaws and their limitations, and not just focusing on their potential. And finally, the moon is reminding you that love is not always easy. Like, it can be messy, complicated, and sometimes even painful. But it's also one of the most rewarding experiences in life, and it's worth fighting for, even when things get tough. But it's also important to know when to walk away and when to let go. And that's where your intuition comes in. Like, you need to trust that you know what's best for you, and that you have the strength to make the right decisions. I feel like you're discovering a deeper layer of yourself, the radiant self this reading is meant to uncover. Like, this moon card is showing you that embracing the shadows and the uncertainties is just as important as celebrating the light and the confidence. Okay, so, to kind of recap, the moon is saying that there might be some hidden things or some illusions that are preventing you from seeing things clearly in your love life. It's about trusting your intuition, acknowledging your fears, and being honest with yourself about what you truly want and need. It's about tempering your passion with sensitivity and communicating with kindness and respect. Wow, this is a lot, right? I'm so excited to see what the next card is. It feels like you're on the verge of a major breakthrough, a deeper understanding of yourself and what you truly desire in a relationship. Like, are you ready to step into your power and create the love life that you deserve? Okay, so after all that, like, deep, intense stuff, we have the star. Oh my gosh, this is like a breath of fresh air, right? Like, after all the shadows and the uncertainty of the moon, the star is like a big, bright light at the end of the tunnel. I'm like so excited for you. So the star is all about hope, healing, and renewal, you know. It's about believing in a brighter future, even when things have been tough. It's about having faith that everything is going to work out for the best, even when you can't see how. It's that moment when you're like, okay, I got through that, I'm still here, and I deserve good things. And with the citrine star as your crystal, this card is just amplifying that energy of empowerment and optimism. Like, you're not just hoping for the best, you're actively attracting it into your life. You are empowering that future. I feel like, after the King of Wands' fiery passion and the Knight of Swords' decisive action, the star is telling you to just, like, relax and trust the process, you know. Like, you've put in the work, you've made the choices, and now it's time to just let things unfold naturally. It's about surrendering to the universe and believing that you're on the right path. And it's not always easy to do that, right? especially when you're used to being in control. But the star is saying that sometimes the best thing you can do is just let go and allow things to flow. And going back to the Lover's card, I feel like the star is confirming that you've made the right choices, or that you're about to make the right choices in your love life. Like, you're aligning yourself with someone who truly reflects your values and your vision for the future. And even if things haven't been perfect, the star is saying that there's still hope for a happy and fulfilling relationship. You just have to keep believing in yourself and in your partner. But I also feel like the star is about more than just romantic love. It's about self-love and self-acceptance, you know. It's about recognizing your own worth and believing that you deserve to be happy. It's about nurturing yourself and taking care of your own needs so that you can be a better partner to someone else. You can't pour from an empty cup, right? Like, after all the introspection and shadow work of the moon, the star is telling you that you've come out stronger and wiser. You've learned from your past mistakes, and you're ready to move forward with a renewed sense of hope and optimism. You're not letting your past define you, but you're using it as a stepping stone to create a brighter future. It's like you've shed the old skin, and you're emerging as a more authentic and radiant version of yourself. And with the citrine star's empowering energy, this is, like, so powerful, you know? It's like you're not just healing from your past wounds, you're actively attracting love and abundance into your life. You're shining your inner light so brightly that it's impossible for the universe to ignore you. So, in terms of your love life specifically, the star could mean a few different things. Like, maybe you're going to meet someone who is truly special and who is going to bring a lot of joy and happiness into your life. Or maybe you're going to rekindle an old flame and create a relationship that is even stronger and more fulfilling than before. Or maybe you're going to deepen an existing relationship and take it to the next level. Whatever it is, the star is saying that you're on the right path and that you should keep following your heart. Trust your intuition, be open to new possibilities, and never give up on love. Because you deserve to be happy, and the universe is conspiring to make it happen for you. The moon showed all the hidden things, but the star is all about revealing, showing, and coming into the light. I'm also getting a sense that this is a time for creative expression, you know? Like, maybe you're going to start a new hobby or pursue a passion project that you've been putting off for a while. Or maybe you're going to find a new way to express yourself in your relationship, whether it's through writing, painting, music, or some other form of art. Whatever it is, the star is encouraging you to tap into your creative energy and to let it flow freely. This creativity, feeds into the healing process, you know? It's a way to release pent-up emotions and to connect with your inner self. And it can also be a way to attract love and abundance into your life. Because when you're doing something that you're passionate about, you're radiating positive energy that draws people to you. And going back to the King of Wands, I feel like the star is asking you to use your passion and your leadership skills to inspire others and to make a positive impact on the world. Like, maybe you're going to get involved in a cause that you care about, or maybe you're going to start a business that helps people in some way. Whatever it is, the star is saying that you have the power to make a difference and that you should use your gifts to create a better world. You have the fire, now use it for good. This could also mean that you're going to attract someone who is also passionate and driven, and who shares your values and your vision for the future. Someone who is not afraid to stand up for what they believe in, and who is committed to making a positive impact on the world. Someone who is going to inspire you to be your best self, and who is going to support you in your dreams and goals. With the Knight of Swords energy, the star is softening that a little bit. It's less about rushing into things and more about having faith in the process, you know? It's about trusting that the universe is guiding you and that everything is happening for a reason. It's about being patient and persistent, but also being open to new possibilities and unexpected detours. The star is also like a reminder that healing takes time, you know? It's not something that happens overnight. It's a process of ups and downs, of setbacks and breakthroughs. But the star is saying that you're on the right track and that you should keep going, even when things get tough, because the rewards are worth it. It's like you are being bathed in the radiant glow of the citrine star, feeling its empowering energy wash over you. You're discovering your inner light, and you're attracting a love that truly reflects your worth. And it's not just about finding a partner who loves you for who you are, but also about finding a partner who supports your growth and your evolution. Someone who encourages you to pursue your passions, who challenges you to step outside of your comfort zone, and who helps you become the best version of yourself. This could also mean that you're going to attract someone who is a bit of a free spirit, someone who is not afraid to be different and who marches to the beat of their own drum. Someone who is going to open your mind to new perspectives and new possibilities. Someone who is going to challenge your assumptions and help you see the world in a new light. But it's important to remember that the star is not a guarantee of a perfect relationship. It's not a promise that everything is going to be easy. It's just a sign that you're on the right path and that you should keep believing in yourself and in love. There will still be challenges and obstacles to overcome, but you have the strength and the resilience to get through them. And with the citrine star's empowering energy, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're not just coping, you're creating a life that is full of joy, love, and abundance. You're shining your inner light so brightly that it's impossible for the universe to resist you. I'm also seeing a need to connect with nature, Like, maybe you're going to spend more time outdoors, hiking, camping, or just relaxing in the park. Or maybe you're going to start gardening or growing your own food. Whatever it is, the star is encouraging you to connect with the natural world and to find solace and inspiration in its beauty. This connection with nature can also be a way to connect with your own inner nature, It's a way to ground yourself and to find peace and tranquility. And it can also be a way to attract love and abundance into your life, because when you're connected with nature, you're more open to receiving its gifts. So, to kind of recap, the star is all about hope, healing, and renewal. It's about believing in a brighter future, trusting the process, and loving yourself unconditionally. It's about shining your inner light and attracting a love that truly reflects your worth. And it's about connecting with nature and expressing your creativity. Wow, this is, so inspiring. I'm, so excited to see what the final card is. It feels like you're on the verge of something amazing, a truly transformative experience that is going to change your life for the better. I can just feel it. Are you ready to embrace the magic and create the love life of your dreams? Okay, so after all that hope and healing, we have the High Priestess. Oh my gosh, this is getting so interesting, right? After the outward focus of the star, this card is really pulling the energy back inward, It's saying, okay, you've seen the light, but now you need to go even deeper and connect with your inner wisdom. I'm so intrigued. So the High Priestess is all about intuition, mystery, and the subconscious. She's the keeper of secrets, the one who knows things without being told. She's like the ultimate guide to your inner world, And with the citrine star as your crystal, this card is just amplifying that theme of empowering your inner light, because the High Priestess is all about trusting your own intuition and your own inner knowing. It's about recognizing that you have all the answers you need within you, even if you can't always articulate them. I just love this card. I feel like after the clarity and hope of the star, the High Priestess is saying, okay, you're on the right path, but don't get complacent. There's still more to uncover, more to learn, more to understand. And that's where the mystery comes in, The High Priestess is all about embracing the unknown and trusting that everything is unfolding as it should, even if you can't see the big picture. I mean, think about it, right? Life isn't always a straight line, it twists and turns. And in terms of your love life, this could mean a few different things. Maybe there's a need for more self-trust, Maybe you've been doubting your own instincts or second-guessing your decisions. But the High Priestess is saying that you need to trust yourself, even when things don't make logical sense. If something feels right, it probably is. And if something feels wrong, it probably is. Deep down. Or maybe there are some secrets to be revealed, either about yourself or about your partner. The High Priestess is all about uncovering hidden truths, So this could be a time when things come to light that you weren't aware of before. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, though. It could just be that you're gaining a deeper understanding of yourself or your partner, which can ultimately lead to a stronger and more authentic connection. Sometimes those hard conversations are actually the most important. I'm also wondering if there's a call to embrace your own inner feminine energy. The High Priestess is a very feminine archetype, so this could be a time to connect with your intuition, your creativity, and your nurturing side. This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a woman, though. Everyone has both masculine and feminine energy within them, and the High Priestess is about balancing those energies and embracing your whole self. It's about finding that softness within you and letting it shine. And going back to the King of Wands for a second, I'm wondering if the High Priestess is asking you to temper that fiery passion with a bit of introspection and reflection. It's great to be enthusiastic and assertive, but it's also important to listen to your intuition and to make sure that you're not just rushing into things without thinking them through. The High Priestess is saying, okay, you have the fire, but make sure you're using it wisely. With the Lover's card, I feel like the High Priestess is urging you to go deeper into your own values and to really understand what you're looking for in a relationship. It's not just about finding someone who is attractive or exciting. It's about finding someone who aligns with your soul and who supports your growth and your journey. The High Priestess is saying, okay, you have the choice, but make sure you're choosing someone who is truly right for you. Really consider the long-term implications. And with the Knight of Swords, I feel like the High Priestess is asking you to be a bit more mindful of your communication. It's great to be direct and honest, but it's also important to be sensitive to the feelings of others and to make sure that you're not just bulldozing over them. The High Priestess is saying, okay, you have the words, but use them with care. Think before you speak, right? Connecting to the moon, it is almost as if this card is asking you to peer deeper into the subconscious. What exactly is being hidden? Is it fear, uncertainty, or maybe even past trauma? And even with the hope and healing of the star, the card is suggesting that not all wounds are healed. It's an ongoing process. The healing requires constant introspection and a desire to learn more about yourself, even the parts that are hidden deep within. I'm also wondering what kind of partner you might attract with this energy. The High Priestess is a very magnetic and mysterious figure, so you might attract someone who is drawn to your intuition and your inner wisdom. Someone who is intrigued by your secrets and who wants to uncover the hidden depths of your soul. Someone who is not afraid of the unknown and who is willing to go on a journey of self-discovery with you. But it's also important to be aware that you might attract someone who is a bit too passive or who is looking for you to be their guide. Someone who is not willing to take responsibility for their own life and who is looking for you to fix them. So, it's important to set boundaries and to make sure that you're not just giving all of your energy away. You can be a guide, but you can't be a crutch. So, what practical advice can we glean from the High Priestess? Well, I think it's all about cultivating your intuition, Start paying attention to your dreams, your gut feelings, and your synchronicities. Start meditating or journaling and see what insights come to you. Start listening to your inner voice, even when it's whispering. It's there and it's guiding you. And remember that the answers you're seeking are already within you. You just need to take the time to listen and to trust yourself. And don't be afraid to embrace the mystery and the unknown, because that's where the real magic happens. Embrace the journey. I feel like this card is also highlighting the importance of alone time. In order to connect with your intuition and your inner wisdom, you need to create space for yourself to be alone and to reflect. Turn off your phone, close the door, and just be with yourself. It's not always easy, but it's so important. Okay, so, to kind of recap, the High Priestess is all about intuition, mystery, and the subconscious. It's about trusting your inner voice, embracing the unknown, and connecting with your own inner feminine energy. I am so excited, on the edge of my seat, to see what the final card is. It feels like it's going to bring everything together and give you a clear path forward. Like, are you ready to uncover the final piece of the puzzle and create the love life of your dreams? Okay, so after all that, we have the Emperor, oh my gosh. Okay, this is a very different energy from the High Priestess, right? Where she's all about intuition and mystery, the Emperor is all about structure and authority, you know. It's like, after diving deep into your inner world, you're now being called to step into your power and take control of your life. I'm so curious how this fits in. So the Emperor is all about order, discipline, and leadership. He's the one who creates the rules and enforces them, you know? He's the architect, the builder, the one who brings stability and security. He's like the ultimate father figure, the one who provides guidance and protection. And with the citrine star as your crystal, this card is amplifying that energy of empowerment, because the Emperor is all about taking responsibility for your own life and creating the structure that you need to thrive. I almost feel like the citrine star is helping you realize you get to be the emperor of your own life. You know, I feel like we're almost thinking about building something here. I feel like, after all the introspection and shadow work of the moon and the High Priestess, the Emperor is saying, okay, you've done the inner work, now it's time to take action and create something tangible in the real world. It's like, you can't just stay in your head forever. You have to actually put your ideas into practice and build something that is strong and lasting. You have to make the ideas real. And that's where the discipline and the order come in, you know? The Emperor is all about setting goals, creating a plan, and sticking to it, even when things get tough. He's not afraid of hard work, and he's not afraid of making tough decisions. He's the one who gets things done, no matter what. And in terms of your love life, this could mean a few different things. Like, maybe you're being called to take more control of your relationships, to set boundaries, and to communicate your needs clearly and assertively. It's about knowing what you want and what you're willing to accept, and not settling for anything less. It's about creating a structure that supports your happiness and your well-being, and not letting anyone else dictate the terms. I feel like this is about also knowing your worth. Remember that citrine star. This card is also telling you not to be afraid to be assertive in pursuing what you want, you know. Like, with the star, you were given this hope and this vision for a brighter future. Now, the Emperor is empowering you to go out and create that future, you know. Don't just sit around and wait for things to happen. Take the initiative and make them happen yourself. I'm also wondering if this card is about finding a partner who is stable and reliable, someone who can provide a sense of security and structure in your life. Someone who is not afraid of commitment and who is willing to build a long-term relationship with you. Someone who is responsible and dependable and who you can count on to be there for you, no matter what. So, I really feel like this is about being empowered to be the leader in your own life. Now, going back to the previous cards, I'm really curious to see how the Emperor interacts with all of that energy, right? It's so interesting. Like with the King of Wands' fiery passion, the Emperor is saying, okay, you have the passion, but make sure you're channeling it in a productive way. Don't just let it burn out of control. Use it to build something that is strong and lasting. It's about taking that raw energy and shaping it into something meaningful and impactful. You know, it's almost like the Emperor is helping you to, refine the King of Wands' vision and turn it into a concrete reality. And with the Lover's card, I feel like the Emperor is urging you to make a conscious and deliberate choice about your love life. It's not just about following your heart. It's about using your head and making a decision that is in alignment with your values and your long-term goals. It's about creating a relationship that is not just based on emotions, but also on mutual respect, trust, and commitment. With the Knight of Swords, the Emperor is saying, okay, you have the speed and the decisiveness, but make sure you're not just rushing into things without thinking them through. Take a step back, assess the situation, and make a plan before you take action. It's about channeling that energy in a controlled and strategic way, rather than just blindly charging forward. The moon is about intuition, and I think the Emperor is saying, okay, trust that intuition. It's there to guide you. The High Priestess is similar, and it really feels like all that inner wisdom is ready to be brought to the surface. With the Star, the Emperor is saying, okay, you have the hope and the healing. Now it's time to build a foundation for a brighter future. Take the lessons you've learned and use them to create a life that is full of joy, love, and abundance. It's about turning that vision into a reality, step by step, day by day. I'm also getting a sense that this card is about setting boundaries in your relationships, you know. Like, it's about defining what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept, and then communicating those boundaries clearly and assertively. It's about protecting your own energy and not letting anyone else drain you or take advantage of you. It's about standing up for yourself and demanding the respect that you deserve. This is your empire, right? So, what does this all mean for your love life, practically speaking? Well, I think it means that you need to be proactive in creating the kind of relationship that you want. Don't just sit around and wait for someone to come along and sweep you off your feet. Take the initiative and go out there and find them. And when you do find them, don't be afraid to communicate your needs and your expectations clearly and assertively. This card is telling you to define what you need. What makes you happy? It's really about creating a structure that supports your happiness and your well-being. And don't be afraid to walk away from relationships that are not serving you, you know. You deserve to be with someone who respects you, who values you, and who is committed to building a long-term relationship with you. Don't settle for anything less. I'm also seeing a need to be more organized and disciplined in your approach to dating, you know. Like, maybe you need to set aside specific times for online dating, or maybe you need to create a system for tracking your dates and your conversations. Whatever it is, the Emperor is urging you to take a more structured and methodical approach to finding love. I think it's all about making a plan and then sticking to it. I almost feel like this is about building a home, you know. Not necessarily a physical home, but a sense of belonging and security within your relationship. It's about creating a space where you can feel safe, loved, and supported. It's about building a foundation of trust, respect, and commitment that will allow your relationship to thrive. It's about creating a family, whether that's a traditional family or a chosen family. This could also mean that you're attracting someone who is in a position of authority or leadership, you know, someone who is a CEO, a manager, or a military officer. Someone who is used to being in charge and who is confident in their ability to lead. But it's important to make sure that this person is not just controlling or domineering, but that they are also respectful and supportive. You want someone who is a leader, not a dictator. So, to kind of recap, the Emperor is all about structure, authority, and control. It's about taking responsibility for your own life, setting boundaries, and creating a foundation for a brighter future. It's about channeling your passion in a productive way, making conscious and deliberate choices, and being organized and disciplined in your approach to finding love. Wow, that's a lot, right? I'm so excited to see what the final card is. It feels like it's going to bring everything together and give you a clear path forward. Like, are you ready to step into your power and create the love life of your dreams? I'm just so excited for you. This feels like such a turning point. Okay, so let's really bring this all together, right? I mean, wow, what a journey. From that fiery King of Wands charging forward with passion to the Emperor building solid foundations, we've really covered so much ground. Remember that king, like, urging you to own your power, but also be mindful of your impulsiveness. Then we had the Lovers, about making conscious choices aligned with your values, not just settling for anything, you know. And the Knight of Swords, that burst of energy pushing you to be direct and decisive, but also careful not to bulldoze over anyone. Then we dove deep with the Moon, exploring the hidden things, the illusions, reminding you to trust your intuition, even when things are murky. That was a big one, right? Then the Star, like a beacon of hope, promising healing and renewal, reminding you to believe in a brighter future, you know. Like, after all that shadow work, the Star was like, yes, you're on the right path. And then the High Priestess, urging you to go even deeper, to connect with your inner wisdom, to trust that you have all the answers within you. That's so important, you know. And finally, the Emperor, about taking control, setting boundaries, building a structure that supports your dreams. So much there. Okay, so now we have the hermit. Oh my gosh. Like, after all that outward energy, this is a real call to retreat, right? But not in a bad way. This isn't about hiding from the world. It's about going within to find your own inner light, your own truth. The hermit is all about solitude, introspection, and wisdom. He's the wise old sage who's climbed to the top of the mountain to gain a new perspective. You know, he's holding his lantern, shining a light on his own path, and he's inviting you to do the same. I feel like this hermit card is all about integration, you know? Like, you've gathered all these experiences, all these insights, and now it's time to really process them, to make sense of them, to integrate them into your life. It's about taking a step back from the hustle and bustle of the world and just being with yourself, in silence, in stillness, to really hear what your soul is trying to tell you. This isn't permanent isolation, but about recharging. So, how does the hermit connect with all the other cards? That's what I'm really curious about, right? Okay, so think about the King of Wands. The hermit is saying, okay, you have that fire, but now it's time to refine it, to focus it, to use it wisely. It's not about dimming your light, it's about directing it with intention. You know, and with the Lover's card, the hermit is urging you to really examine your choices, to make sure they're aligned with your deepest values. It's not just about choosing someone who feels good in the moment. It's about choosing someone who supports your soul's journey. And that requires some serious introspection, right? With the Knight of Swords, the hermit is saying, okay, you have that energy, but don't just charge blindly forward. Take a moment to pause, to reflect, to make sure you're heading in the right direction. It's about tempering that impulsiveness with wisdom and discernment. Remember the moon. The hermit is saying, all those hidden things, it's time to bring them to light. It's about confronting your fears, your insecurities, your limiting beliefs, and releasing them so you can move forward with clarity and authenticity. It's about really understanding what makes you tick, you know. And then the Star, all that hope and healing. The hermit is like, okay, you have that hope, but now it's time to nurture it, to cultivate it, to make it a reality. It's about taking care of yourself, body, mind, and spirit, so you can be a beacon of light for others. It's about realizing that you deserve that healing and that hope. And the High Priestess. The hermit is saying, okay, you have that inner wisdom, now it's time to trust it, to honor it, to let it guide you. It's about connecting with your intuition and letting it be your compass, your guide, your North Star. It's about really listening to that still, small voice within. And finally, the Emperor, all about structure and authority. The hermit is saying, okay, you can build that life, but make sure you're building it on a foundation of self-knowledge and authenticity. It's about taking control of your life, but also being true to yourself, not just following someone else's rules. So, what does all this mean for you, practically speaking? Well, I think it means that you need to carve out some time for solitude and introspection, you know? Like, even if it's just 15 minutes a day, find a quiet place where you can be alone with your thoughts. Meditate, journal, go for a walk in nature, whatever helps you connect with your inner self. This is about really learning to trust your intuition, you know. Pay attention to your dreams, your gut feelings, your synchronicities. Ask yourself questions and listen for the answers. The more you practice, the easier it will become. This is where that citrine star comes in, helping you unlock and empower that intuition. And it's about setting boundaries, you know. Like being clear about what you're willing to accept in a relationship and what you're not willing to accept. Saying no to things that don't align with your values and your needs. Protecting your energy and not letting anyone drain you. This is that Emperor energy, but guided by the wisdom of the hermit. Think about what kind of relationship you really want, you know. What are your non-negotiables? What are you willing to compromise on? What kind of partner do you want to attract? Write it all down, get clear on your vision. Really put that out into the universe. Don't be afraid to be single for a while, you know? It's better to be alone than to be in a relationship that's not fulfilling. Use this time to focus on yourself, to heal your wounds, to build a life that you love. The right person will come along when you're ready, not when you're desperate. This is so key. I really feel like this is about embracing your own unique path, you know? Not comparing yourself to others, not trying to fit into someone else's mold, but just being true to yourself. trusting that you're exactly where you need to be and that everything is unfolding as it should. You're on your own journey, at your own pace, you know. Remember that citrine star. It's all about empowering your radiant self. It's about shining your inner light so brightly that it attracts the love that you truly deserve. It's about knowing your worth and not settling for anything less. You are worthy of love, you are worthy of happiness, and you have the power to create the life that you desire. I really believe that. So go out there and shine, my friend. Embrace your solitude, trust your intuition, set your boundaries, and create the love life of your dreams. I'm so excited for you. This is the start of something amazing. You've got this. Hi, you guys. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you chose the carnelian heart, which is just so beautiful, by the way, then this is going to be your reading. This crystal is all about centering, and it really vibes with our theme, passionate grounding. We're talking about cultivating a stable foundation of self-love, like before even thinking about jumping into a fulfilling connection, you know? Okay, so the first card we have is strength. Okay, wow. So, strength, right off the bat, this is telling me that you're either currently working on building your inner strength, or you're about to embark on a journey of really discovering what you're made of, you know. Like, it's not just about physical strength. It's way deeper than that. It's about emotional resilience, mental fortitude, and like, that quiet confidence that comes from knowing you can handle anything life throws your way, you know. And I think, for a lot of us, like, especially when it comes to love, so much of our insecurities stem from feeling like we're not enough, or we're not worthy of being loved, or that we're going to get hurt, you know. And this strength card is like, no, we're nipping that in the bud right now. It's about building that internal foundation of self-love and self-acceptance so that you can approach relationships from a place of wholeness rather than neediness, you know. Because, like, when you're coming from a place of neediness, it's so easy to fall into unhealthy patterns like settling for less than you deserve, or like becoming overly attached, or like, you know, just constantly seeking validation from your partner. But when you're strong within yourself, you're like less likely to tolerate that, you know. You're more likely to attract someone who's equally strong and secure, someone who complements you rather than completes you. Because you're already complete, you know. And like, look at the imagery on this card, right? You usually see a woman gently holding a lion, right? And it's not about dominating or controlling the lion. It's about taming it with kindness and compassion. And I think that's a really important message for you right now. It's about learning to tame your own inner demons, your own fears and insecurities, with that same gentle approach, you know? Like, don't beat yourself up for your past mistakes or your perceived flaws. Just like, acknowledge them, accept them, and like, choose to move forward with love and understanding. You know, I'm also feeling like for some of you, this might be about overcoming a specific challenge or obstacle that's been holding you back in your love life. You know, maybe it's a fear of commitment or a pattern of sabotaging relationships, or like, just a general lack of confidence in yourself. Whatever it is, the strength card is saying that you have the power within you to overcome it. You just have to tap into that inner reservoir of strength and courage, you know? And sometimes that means seeking help from others like a therapist or a coach or a supportive friend. It's okay to ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. In fact, it takes a lot of strength to admit that you need help, you know? And like, I'm also getting this sense of like reclaiming your personal power, you know? Like, maybe you've been giving your power away to others in the past, like letting other people define your worth or dictate your choices. But this is about taking that power back and saying, no, I am the master of my own destiny. I get to decide what I want, and I'm not going to let anyone tell me that I can't have it, you know. And that's especially important when it comes to love. It's about setting healthy boundaries, knowing your worth, and like refusing to settle for anything less than you deserve, you know. And that might mean walking away from relationships that aren't serving you, even if it's painful. Because sometimes the strongest thing you can do is to let go, you know. And like the lion again, right? It's a symbol of courage, confidence, and like that raw, primal energy that we all have within us. And I think, for some of you, this is about embracing that side of yourself, Like letting go of the need to be perfect or to please everyone else, and just like being authentically you, flaws and all. Because that's what makes you unique and beautiful and irresistible, And when you're truly comfortable in your own skin, that's when you attract the right kind of love into your life, Like the kind of love that's based on genuine connection and mutual respect, rather than like superficial attraction or like a desperate need for validation, So really lean into this energy of strength and like know that you're capable of anything you set your mind to, especially when it comes to creating a fulfilling and loving relationship with yourself and with others. Okay, so then we have the sun. Oh my God, how beautiful is that, right? Like after all that inner work and strength building, here comes the sun just shining its light on everything, right? It's like, okay, you've done the hard work. Now it's time to reap the rewards, And the sun is all about joy, optimism, vitality, and like just pure, unadulterated happiness, Like it's the feeling of waking up in the morning and just being excited to be alive, excited to see what the day holds, and just feeling grateful for all the good things in your life, And I think, after doing all that work on yourself with the strength card, you're finally starting to see the light, Like you're starting to realize that you are worthy of love and happiness, and that you deserve to have a fulfilling and joyful life, And like, this card is just radiating positive energy, right? It's like everything's coming up roses for you right now, And I don't just mean in your love life, but in all areas of your life, Like your career, your finances, your health, your relationships with your friends and family, everything's just flowing smoothly and effortlessly, And it's because you've raised your vibration, You've cleared out all the negativity and the limiting beliefs that were holding you back, and you've aligned yourself with the energy of abundance and joy, And when you're in that state of mind, you attract even more good things into your life, It's like a magnet. And like, when it comes to love, the sun is like a super positive sign, It's saying that you're radiating confidence and joy, and that you're attracting people who are equally positive and joyful, Like, you're not attracting people who are going to drain your energy or bring you down. You're attracting people who are going to lift you up and support you and celebrate you, And that could mean meeting someone new who's just like a ray of sunshine in your life, or it could mean deepening the connection with someone you're already with, Like reigniting the spark and bringing more joy and playfulness into the relationship, And like, I'm also feeling like this is about embracing your inner child, Like, letting go of all the seriousness and the responsibility and just, like, having fun, Like doing things that make you happy, whether it's dancing in the rain or singing at the top of your lungs or just, like, being silly with your friends, Because when you're connected to your inner child, you're more open to love and joy and all the good things that life has to offer, And it's contagious. When you're happy, you make other people happy, and that creates a ripple effect of positivity, And like, for some of you, this might be about healing from past hurts, Like, letting go of old resentments and forgiving those who have wronged you, including yourself, Because when you're holding onto anger and bitterness, it's like carrying a heavy weight on your shoulders, It's draining your energy and preventing you from moving forward. But when you forgive, you release that weight and you free yourself to experience joy and happiness, And that doesn't mean that you're condoning what happened. It just means that you're choosing to let go of the pain and move on with your life, And like, I'm also getting this sense of like, celebrating your accomplishments, Like, acknowledging how far you've come and giving yourself credit for all the hard work you've done, Because sometimes we're so focused on what we haven't achieved, yet that we forget to appreciate what we have achieved, So, take some time to pat yourself on the back and celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem, Because every step forward is a victory, and you deserve to be acknowledged for it, And like, really let this sun energy just like infuse every aspect of your life, Like, Wake up each morning with gratitude in your heart. Approach every situation with optimism and hope. And just radiate joy and positivity wherever you go, you know. Because when you do that, you create a life that's filled with love, happiness, and abundance. And you attract the right kind of people and opportunities into your life, you know. And who doesn't want that, right? Okay, so then we have the Hanged Man, which is like a bit of a curveball after all that sunshine, right? But don't freak out, it's not a bad card, okay? It's just saying that you might need to shift your perspective a little bit, you know. Like, sometimes we get so stuck in our own ways of thinking and doing things that we can't see the forest for the trees, you know. And the Hanged Man is about surrendering to the moment, letting go of control, and seeing things from a different angle, you know. Like, it's about being willing to suspend your judgment and consider new possibilities, even if they seem uncomfortable or unconventional, you know. And I think, in the context of love, this could mean a few different things, you know. Like, maybe you need to let go of your expectations about what a relationship should look like, you know. Like, maybe you have this ideal image in your head of the perfect partner or the perfect relationship, and you're so focused on that you're missing out on the real thing, you know. Or maybe you need to let go of your need to control everything, you know. Like, maybe you're trying to force a relationship to happen, and it's just not working, you know. And the Hanged Man is saying, okay, take a step back, relax, and let things unfold naturally, you know. And like, I'm also feeling like this is about embracing the unknown, you know. Like, sometimes we're so afraid of the future that we cling to the past, you know. But the Hanged Man is saying, it's okay to not know what's going to happen. In fact, that's where the magic happens, you know. Like, when you're open to the unknown, you're open to new possibilities and opportunities that you never would have considered before, you know. And that could lead to some amazing and unexpected experiences, especially in your love life, you know. And like, for some of you, this might be about making a sacrifice for love, you know. Like, maybe you need to give up something that's important to you in order to be with the person you love, you know. And that could be a career opportunity, a geographical location, or even just your own ego, you know. And that's not to say that you should sacrifice your own happiness or well-being for someone else. But sometimes love requires compromise and sacrifice, and the Hanged Man is saying that it might be worth it in the end, you know. And like, I'm also getting this sense of like, spiritual growth and enlightenment, you know. Like, the Hanged Man is often associated with a period of introspection and self-discovery, you know. Like, you might be going through a time of questioning your beliefs and values and trying to figure out what's truly important to you, you know. And that can be a challenging process, but it can also be incredibly rewarding because it can lead to a deeper understanding of yourself and your place in the world, you know. And that can have a profound impact on your love life because when you know yourself, you're better able to attract someone who's truly compatible with you, you know. And like, really embrace this energy of surrender and letting go, you know. Like, trust that the universe has a plan for you, even if you can't see it right now, you know. And be open to new possibilities and unexpected detours, because they might just lead you to the love of your life, you know. So the Hanged Man is just asking you to, like, chill out a bit and trust the process, you know. So bringing it all together, we have strength, the sun, and the Hanged Man, right? So it's all about building that inner strength and self-love, then radiating that joy and positivity out into the world, and then being willing to surrender to the unknown and trust that everything's happening for a reason. And like, when you combine all those energies, you create a powerful force that attracts love and happiness into your life, you know. But what kind of love? And how is it coming? We'll look deeper into that next, okay? Okay, so like you guys, where were we? Yes, building that inner strength, radiating all that joy, surrendering. Okay, so now like for the next piece of the puzzle, we have the Fool. Oh my God, right? Like after all that prep, here comes the Fool just like ready to jump off a cliff, you know. But like in a good way, it's not as crazy as it seems, I promise. Okay, so the Fool, like in general, is all about new beginnings, right? Like fresh starts, new adventures, taking a leap of faith, you know. It's like you're standing at the edge of something amazing, something totally unknown, and you're just like ready to jump in with both feet, without even knowing what's on the other side, And that can be scary, of course, but it's also super exciting, right? Because, like anything is possible, the world is your oyster. You can do anything you set your mind to. It's like the universe is saying, okay, you've done the work, you've learned the lessons, now go out there and create the life you want. It's such a beautiful card. And it's all about trusting the universe, trusting your intuition, and just like following your heart, even if it leads you down a path that's a little bit unconventional, And like, look at the imagery on this card, right? You usually see this, like, young person, like, carefree with a little bag on their back, and like, a little dog trotting alongside, right? And they're just like, skipping along without a care in the world, totally oblivious to the dangers that might lie ahead, And that might seem a little bit naive, but it's also incredibly inspiring, Because it's like, they're not letting fear or doubt hold them back. They're just embracing the moment and trusting that everything's going to be okay, And that's such a powerful message for you right now, especially after the Hanged Man card. It's like you're being asked to embrace the unknown and trust that the universe has your back, even when you can't see the path ahead. So like, what does this mean for your love life, right? Because that's what we're really diving into here. Well, like, the Fool could mean that you're about to embark on a new relationship, Like, you might meet someone totally unexpected, someone who's unlike anyone you've ever dated before, and it's going to be this whirlwind romance that just sweeps you off your feet, And it's going to be scary, because it's going to be so different from anything you're used to, but it's also going to be incredibly exciting and fulfilling, Because this person is going to challenge you to grow and evolve, and they're going to open your eyes to new possibilities, and they're going to make you feel more alive than you've ever felt before, I love that energy. Or like maybe you're already in a relationship, but it's kind of gotten stale, Like you're just going through the motions, and you're not really feeling that spark anymore, And the Fool is saying, okay, it's time to inject some new energy into this relationship. It's time to try something different. It's time to take a risk and see what happens, Like maybe you could plan a spontaneous trip together, or try a new hobby, or just like, have a really honest and open conversation about your feelings, Because sometimes all it takes is a little bit of effort to reignite that flame and bring the excitement back into the relationship, And the key is to approach it with that Fool energy, with that sense of adventure and playfulness, and like, just being willing to try anything, And like, I'm also feeling like this is about being open to different types of love, Like, maybe you've always had this idea in your head of what your ideal partner should be like, Like they have to be tall, dark, and handsome, or they have to be super successful and ambitious, or they have to share all of your interests and hobbies, But the Fool is saying, okay, let go of those expectations. Be open to someone who's completely different from what you imagined, because you might be surprised at who you end up falling for, Like sometimes the most unexpected connections are the most meaningful and fulfilling, And like, for some of you, this might be about self-love, right? Like, maybe you've been so focused on finding a partner that you've forgotten to love yourself, And the Fool is saying, okay, it's time to turn that love inward. It's time to embrace your own uniqueness and celebrate your own strengths, and like, just be authentically you without worrying about what other people think, Because when you truly love yourself, you attract people who love you for who you are, not for who you're trying to be, And that's the most beautiful and fulfilling kind of love there is, But okay, let's be real. The Fool energy can also be a little bit reckless, right? Like, it can be easy to get carried away with the excitement and the optimism, and like, make some impulsive decisions that you later regret, So it's important to balance that Fool energy with a little bit of caution and common sense, Like, don't just jump into a relationship without thinking it through, Take some time to get to know the person, to see if you're truly compatible, and to make sure that they're not, like, a total psycho, I'm kidding, mostly. And like, I'm also feeling like this is about being aware of your own limitations, Like, the Fool is often depicted as being a little bit naive and inexperienced. And that's okay. We all start somewhere, but it's important to recognize that you don't know everything, and that you're going to make mistakes along the way, you know? And that's part of the learning process. It's how you grow and evolve. But don't be afraid to ask for help or advice from people who are more experienced than you, you know? Like, talk to your friends, your family, your therapist, your coach, whoever you trust and respect, and get their input before making any major decisions, you know? Because sometimes a little bit of perspective can save you from making a big mistake, you know? And like, I'm also getting this sense of like, not ignoring red flags, you know? Like, sometimes when we're really excited about someone, we tend to overlook their flaws or their warning signs, you know? Like, they might be super charming and charismatic, but they're also, like, constantly lying or manipulating people, or they have a history of abusive relationships, or they're just, like, generally untrustworthy, you know? And the Fool energy can make you want to ignore those red flags and just focus on the good stuff, but it's really important to pay attention to them, you know? Because those red flags are there for a reason. They're telling you that something's not right, and that you need to protect yourself, you know? So, trust your gut, and don't be afraid to walk away from a relationship that's not serving you, even if it's hard, you know? You deserve to be with someone who treats you with respect and kindness and honesty. And if you're not getting that, then it's time to move on, you know? Okay, so, like, how does this all tie back into the Strength, the Sun, and the Hanged Man, right? Because, like, it's all connected. Well, like, the Strength card gave you the inner confidence to take this leap of faith, you know? Like, you've done the work. You've built that foundation of self-love and self-worth. And now you're ready to put yourself out there and see what happens, you know? And the sun is shining its light on your path, illuminating the way forward and giving you the optimism and the energy to pursue your dreams, you know? Like, you're feeling good, you're feeling confident, you're feeling joyful, and you're attracting positive people and opportunities into your life, you know? And the Hanged Man taught you to surrender to the unknown and to trust that everything's happening for a reason, even when you can't see the big picture, you know? Like, you're willing to let go of control and to embrace the unexpected detours that life throws your way, knowing that they might just lead you to something even better than you imagined, you know? So, like, the Fool is the next step in that journey, right? It's about taking all that inner work and all that positive energy and all that trust and just, like, jumping into the unknown with both feet, knowing that you're strong enough to handle whatever comes your way, and that the universe is supporting you every step of the way, you know? And, like, I'm so excited for you. This is such a beautiful and powerful card, and it's telling me that you're on the verge of something amazing, something that's going to change your life in profound ways, you know? So embrace that Fool energy, be open to new possibilities, and trust that everything's going to be okay, you know? But, like, what is that something exactly, right? What kind of adventure are we talking about here? And what do you need to watch out for on this journey? Okay, like, we're not done yet. We still have more cards to pull. I'm so excited. Let's see what else the universe has in store for you, okay? Get ready for the next part. Okay, you guys, so, like, where were we? Yes, jumping into the unknown, trusting the universe. It's all so exciting, right? But okay, now, like, to add to all of that, to make it even more interesting, we have the Three of Wands, okay. So, like, after taking that leap of faith with the Fool, now you're, like, standing on the shore, looking out at the ocean, seeing all the possibilities, right? Like, you've taken that first step, and now you're starting to see what's actually out there. What's, like, on the horizon for you, you know? The Three of Wands, it's all about expansion, right? It's about growth. It's about looking ahead and planning for the future, you know? It's like, you've got this vision, you've got this idea, and now you're starting to figure out how to make it a reality, you know? It's a very Godgeter card. You see what you want and you plan the steps to get it. And, like, remember how we talked about building that inner strength with the Strength card? And radiating that joy with the Sun, and surrendering to the unknown with the Hanged Man, and then taking that leap of faith with the Fool. Well, the Three of Wands is like, okay, you've done all that. Now it's time to put it into action, you know? it's time to take those qualities and build on them and create something concrete in the real world, right? I feel like that's so huge. So, what does this mean for your love life, right? Well, first of all, this could mean that you're expanding your horizons when it comes to dating, you know? Maybe you've been stuck in a rut, dating the same type of person over and over again, and it's just not working out, you know? And the Three of Wands is saying, okay, it's time to try something new. It's time to broaden your search and see what else is out there, you know? Maybe you could try online dating, or go to some new social events, or just, be more open to meeting people in unexpected places, you know? Because you never know where you might find love, right? And I feel like you deserve that so much. Or maybe you're already in a relationship, but it's kind of reached a plateau, you know? You're comfortable, but you're not really growing together anymore, you know? And the Three of Wands is saying, okay, it's time to expand your relationship. It's time to explore new possibilities and create some new adventures together, you know? Maybe you could plan a long-term trip, or start a new business together, or just, try some new things in the bedroom, you know? Because keeping things fresh and exciting is so important for a long-lasting relationship, and I really feel like that's where you are headed. And I'm also feeling like this is about long-distance relationships, you know? Maybe you've met someone who lives in another city or another country, and you're wondering if it's worth pursuing, you know? And the Three of Wands is saying, okay, it's going to be challenging, but it's definitely possible. You just have to be willing to put in the effort and make it work, you know? You'll need to communicate openly and honestly, visit each other regularly, and find ways to stay connected even when you're apart, you know? But if you're both committed to the relationship, then it can be incredibly rewarding, and I feel like you have the capacity for that. Or, for some of you, this might be about, expanding your definition of love, you know? Maybe you've always thought that love has to look a certain way, like a traditional, monogamous relationship, you know? But the Three of Wands is saying, okay, maybe there are other ways to experience love. Maybe you could try polyamory or open relationships, or just, having multiple partners, you know? And, that's not for everyone, of course, but it's important to be open to different possibilities and to explore what feels right for you, you know? And, if you're curious about non-monogamy, then do your research, talk to people who are experienced in it, and see if it's something that resonates with you, you know? Don't just jump into it without thinking it through, but also don't be afraid to explore your options, you know? And I'm also feeling like this is about, building a strong foundation for your future, you know? Maybe you're thinking about getting married, or buying a house, or starting a family, and you want to make sure that you're on solid ground before you take those steps, you know? And the Three of Wands is saying, okay, that's a great idea. It's important to plan ahead and to make sure that you're both on the same page when it comes to your goals and your values, you know? Talk about your finances, your careers, your parenting styles, and anything else that's important to you, and make sure that you're both aligned before you make any major commitments, you know? Because a strong foundation is essential for a long and happy relationship, and that resonates with you. But okay, let's be real. The Three of Wands can also be a little bit overwhelming, right? When you're looking out at all those possibilities, it can be hard to know where to start, you know? You might feel like you have too many options, or that you're not sure which path to choose, or that you're afraid of making the wrong decision, you know? I know that feeling so well. And I'm also feeling like this is about, being patient and persistent, you know? Building something great takes time and effort, and you're not going to see results overnight, you know? You might face some setbacks and challenges along the way, but it's important to stay focused on your goals and to keep moving forward, even when it's hard, you know? Don't get discouraged if things don't happen as quickly as you'd like, and don't give up on your dreams, you know? Just keep working hard and trusting that you'll eventually get there, and I think that's so beautiful for you right now. And I'm also getting this sense of needing to collaborate with others, you know? You don't have to do everything on your own, and sometimes the best way to achieve your goals is to team up with someone who has complementary skills and experience, you know? Maybe you could partner with a friend or hire a coach or join a mastermind group and get their support and guidance along the way, Because collaboration can be incredibly powerful, and it can help you to achieve things that you never thought possible, And I'm also feeling like this is about taking calculated risks, you don't want to be reckless or impulsive, but you also don't want to be too cautious or afraid to step outside of your comfort zone, Weigh your options, assess the potential risks and rewards, and then make a decision that feels right for you, even if it's a little bit scary, Because sometimes the biggest risks lead to the biggest rewards, and that's what I see for you right now. So how does this all tie back into the Strength, the Sun, the Hanged Man, and the Fool, right? Because it's all part of the same journey. Well, the Strength card gave you the inner resilience to overcome any challenges that you might face along the way, You know that you're strong enough to handle whatever life throws your way, and that you can bounce back from any setbacks, And the sun is shining its light on your path, illuminating the way forward and giving you the confidence to pursue your dreams, You're feeling optimistic and hopeful about the future, and you know that you can create a life that's filled with love and happiness, and I feel that radiating from you. And the Hanged Man taught you to surrender to the unknown, and to trust that everything's happening for a reason, even when you can't see the big picture, You're willing to let go of control and to embrace the unexpected detours that life throws your way, knowing that they might just lead you to something even better than you imagined, and you're so ready for it. And the Fool gave you the courage to take that initial leap of faith and to step outside of your comfort zone, You're not afraid to try new things and to explore new possibilities, and you're open to whatever the universe has in store for you, So, the Three of Wands is the next step in that journey, right? It's about taking all that inner work and all that positive energy and all that trust and all that courage and using it to build something meaningful and lasting in the real world, And I'm so excited to see what you create. This is such a powerful and transformative time for you, and I know that you're going to do amazing things, and I really, truly believe that, But what kind of opportunities are we talking about here, right? And what kind of challenges might you face along the way? Okay, we're not finished yet. We still have one card left. Let's see what the universe wants you to know as you move forward, okay? Get ready, because it's about to get even more interesting. Okay, you guys, so we have the Three of Wands, right? You're looking out at all these possibilities, and now adding to that, we get the King of Cups. Oh, this is so beautiful, you guys. Okay, so with the King of Cups in the mix, it's not just about expanding your horizons and pursuing new opportunities. It's about doing it with emotional maturity and compassion, It's it's not enough to just go out there and conquer the world. You have to do it with kindness, understanding, and a genuine desire to create a better world for everyone, And this king, he's all about balance, right? It's about finding that sweet spot between your head and your heart, between logic and emotion, It's about being emotionally intelligent, being able to understand and manage your own feelings, as well as being empathetic and compassionate towards others. And that's so key right now. So, what does this mean for your love life, right? Well, let's say you're exploring those new dating opportunities we talked about with the Three of Wands. The King of Cups is saying, okay, be open to meeting new people, but don't just jump into anything without thinking it through, Take the time to get to know someone on a deeper level to see if you truly connect with them emotionally and to make sure that they're a good fit for you in the long run, It's about leading with your heart, but also using your head, Don't just get swept away by initial attraction or superficial charm, Look for someone who's kind, compassionate, and emotionally stable. Someone who's going to support you and challenge you to grow, And that's so much the energy you're calling in. Or if you're already in a relationship and you're looking to expand it and create new adventures together, the King of Cups is saying, okay, be mindful of your partner's feelings and needs, Don't just do things that you want to do, but also consider what your partner wants and needs, and find ways to compromise and create experiences that you can both enjoy, It's about communicating openly and honestly, being willing to listen to each other's perspectives, and working together to create a relationship that's fulfilling for both of you, And it's about creating that emotional safety, that space where you can both be vulnerable and authentic without fear of judgment. And I really feel like you crave that. And remember that long-distance relationship we talked about? The King of Cups is saying, okay, it's going to be even more important to stay emotionally connected, even when you're physically apart, Make an effort to communicate regularly, to share your feelings and experiences with each other, and to find ways to support each other emotionally, even from a distance, It's about creating that sense of intimacy and connection, even when you can't be together in person, and that takes effort, but it is so worth it. Send those cute texts. Or schedule regular video calls, or send each other little care packages, or just make sure that you're both feeling loved and appreciated, even when you're miles apart, And if you're exploring different types of love, non-monogamy or open relationships, the King of Cups is saying, okay, be extra careful to communicate your boundaries and expectations clearly and honestly, Make sure that everyone involved is on the same page, that everyone's feeling respected and valued, and that you're all creating a space of trust and open communication, It's about being emotionally mature enough to handle the complexities of non-monogamous relationships and to navigate any challenges that might arise with grace and compassion, and that's so important. And if you're building a strong foundation for your future, the King of Cups is saying, okay, make sure that you're both emotionally ready for the commitment, Are you both willing to put in the effort to create a lasting and fulfilling relationship? Are you both willing to support each other through thick and thin? Are you both willing to work through any challenges that might arise? It's about being emotionally mature enough to handle the responsibilities of marriage or family, and to create a stable and loving home for yourselves and your children, if that's what you choose, and this is a time of choosing. But okay, let's be real. The King of Cups can also have a shadow side, right? He can be prone to emotional manipulation, to being overly sensitive, or to becoming too detached from his own feelings, So it's important to be aware of these potential pitfalls and to avoid falling into those patterns, Don't use your emotions to control or manipulate others, and don't let your own feelings cloud your judgment, and don't become so detached that you lose touch with your own heart, It's about finding that balance, that sweet spot between being emotionally expressive and being emotionally stable, and that will take work and awareness. And I'm also feeling like this is about healing old emotional wounds, Maybe you've been hurt in the past and you're still carrying around some baggage from those experiences, The King of Cups is saying, okay, it's time to let go of that baggage and to heal those wounds, Forgive those who have hurt you, forgive yourself for any mistakes you've made, and move forward with a renewed sense of hope and optimism. And that's so key for you right now. It's about creating a space of emotional healing and forgiveness so that you can attract healthy and loving relationships into your life, and this is your moment. And I'm also getting this sense of needing to be more compassionate towards yourself, Maybe you're too hard on yourself and you're constantly criticizing yourself for your flaws and imperfections, The King of Cups is saying, okay, be kinder to yourself. Treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding that you would offer to a friend, Acknowledge your strengths and accomplishments, celebrate your uniqueness, and love yourself for who you are, flaws and all, and oh my God, you deserve that so much. It's about creating a space of self-love and self-acceptance so that you can attract people who love and accept you for who you are, and stop attracting people who just reflect your own self-criticism, And I'm also feeling like this is about setting healthy boundaries, Maybe you're a people pleaser and you're always putting other people's needs before your own, The King of Cups is saying, okay, it's time to prioritize your own well-being and to set some boundaries that protect your energy and your happiness, you know. Like, learn to say no to things that don't serve you, and don't be afraid to assert your own needs and desires. And oh my God, this is so important. It's about creating a space of self-respect and self-worth so that you can attract people who respect your boundaries and value your needs, you know. So, like, how does this all tie back into the Strength, the Sun, the Hanged Man, the Fool, and the Three of Wands, right? Because, like, it's all connected. Well, like, the Strength card gave you the inner resilience to navigate any emotional challenges that might arise, you know. Like, you know that you're strong enough to handle your own feelings and to support others through their emotions, and you've really grown in that. And the sun is shining its light on your heart, illuminating your path forward and giving you the confidence to express your love and compassion to the world. And I feel that radiating from you, you know. And the Hanged Man taught you to surrender to your emotions, to allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, and to trust that your feelings are guiding you in the right direction, and now you can apply that. And the Fool gave you the courage to take risks in love, to open your heart to new possibilities, and to trust that you're worthy of love and happiness, and now you're moving forward with that. And the Three of Wands showed you all the possibilities, and now the King of Cups will guide you to the ones that truly serve your heart. So, like, the King of Cups is the next step in your journey, right? It's about integrating all of those previous lessons and experiences and using them to create a love life that's balanced, compassionate, and emotionally fulfilling. And that really resonates with you, you know. And like, I'm so excited to see what you create. This is such a powerful time for you, and I know that you're going to attract amazing love into your life, you know. But like, what's the final piece of the puzzle, right? What's the one thing you need to know to really make all of this work? Is there a potential challenge you need to be aware of? Or is there a hidden gift waiting to be uncovered? Okay, we're not finished yet. Let's pull the last card and find out what the universe has in store for you, okay? Get ready, because it's about to get even clearer. Okay, you guys, okay, like, so we have the King of Cups, right? Bringing that emotional maturity and adding to that mix we get the Page of Pentacles. Oh, how interesting. This is so cool, you guys. Like, okay, so this page, right, it's all about, like, new opportunities, especially in the material world, right? It's about being grounded, practical, and, like, really taking the time to learn and grow, you know? It's not just about, like, jumping in head first, like the Fool. It's about, like, taking a more measured approach, being really mindful of the details, and, like, really putting in the work to manifest your desires, you know? It's about, like, being a student of life, always learning and growing, and, like, using that knowledge to create something tangible and lasting, you know? I love this card. So, okay, like, how does this fit in with everything else we've got going on, right? Like, we've got the Strength, the Sun, the Hanged Man, the Fool, the Three of Wands, the King of Cups. It's a lot, I know. But, like, it all fits together, you know? It's like the Strength gave you that inner foundation, that sense of self-worth. And like, the sun is shining light on your path, giving you that joy and optimism. And the Hanged Man taught you to surrender and trust the process. And the Fool gave you the courage to take that leap of faith. And the Three of Wands showed you all the possibilities. And the King of Cups brought that emotional maturity and compassion, right? And like now, the Page of Pentacles is saying, okay, you've got all these amazing qualities, now it's time to put them into practice. It's time to get grounded, get practical, and start manifesting your dreams into reality. Right, it's so exciting. So, like, what does this mean for your love life, right? Because, like, that's what we're all here for. Well, like, if you're single, this could mean that you're about to meet someone who's really down to earth. Someone who's, like, not afraid of hard work. And someone who's really committed to building a stable and secure future, you know? This isn't some, like, whirlwind romance, probably. Like, this isn't someone who's going to sweep you off your feet with grand gestures and empty promises. This is someone who's going to show you their love through their actions, through their consistency, and through their willingness to put in the effort to make the relationship work, you know? Like, maybe they're, like, a small business owner or a teacher or a nurse, or someone who's, really dedicated to their craft and to making a difference in the world, And, they might not be the most flashy or exciting person at first glance, but they're going to have a really solid and reliable presence in your life. And that's going to be so comforting and reassuring, Or, if you're already in a relationship, this could mean that you're about to enter a phase of, really building a solid foundation together, Maybe you're thinking about buying a house, or starting a family, or investing in your future together, And, this is a time to get really practical and realistic about your finances, your goals, and your expectations, Sit down together and create a budget, or make a long-term plan for your careers, or talk about how you want to raise your children, It's about being really honest and open with each other about your needs and desires, and working together to create a future that's both fulfilling and sustainable, And I'm also feeling like this could be about, learning new skills to improve your relationship, Maybe you could take a couple's cooking class, or learn a new language together, or try a new form of exercise, It's about finding ways to connect with each other on a deeper level, and to challenge yourselves to grow and evolve together, And it doesn't have to be anything super serious or expensive. It could just be something fun and lighthearted that you can do together to spice things up and keep the spark alive, Or, for some of you, this might be about, focusing on your own personal growth and development, Maybe you've been so focused on finding a partner or on making your relationship work that you've neglected your own needs and desires, And the Page of Pentacles is saying, okay, it's time to turn that focus inward and to start investing in yourself, Maybe you could take a class, or read a book, or start a new hobby, or just spend some time doing things that make you happy and fulfilled, It's about becoming the best version of yourself, so that you can attract a partner who's equally happy and fulfilled, This is really a great time for that. But okay, let's be real, the Page of Pentacles can also be a little bit boring, right? It's not the most exciting or glamorous card in the deck, and it can sometimes feel like you're just stuck in the mundane details of everyday life, And it's important to remember that even the most practical and grounded relationships need a little bit of excitement and spontaneity to keep them alive, So don't be afraid to break out of your routine every once in a while, and to do something fun and unexpected, Plan a surprise date night, or take a weekend trip, or just do something silly and playful together, It's about finding that balance between stability and excitement, between practicality and spontaneity, and making sure that you're both having fun and enjoying each other's company, And I'm also feeling like this is about, being patient and persistent, Building a strong and lasting relationship takes time and effort, and you're not going to see results overnight, There are going to be challenges and setbacks along the way, but it's important to stay committed to your goals and to keep working towards them, even when it's hard, Don't get discouraged if things don't happen as quickly as you'd like, and don't give up on your dreams of finding love or building a fulfilling relationship, Just keep putting in the work, keep learning and growing, and keep trusting that you'll eventually get there, And I'm also getting this sense of needing to be really honest with yourself about what you want and need in a relationship, Maybe you've been settling for less than you deserve, or maybe you've been afraid to ask for what you want, The Page of Pentacles is saying, okay, it's time to get really clear about your values, your boundaries, and your expectations, and to communicate them clearly and assertively to your partner, Don't be afraid to speak your mind, and don't be afraid to walk away from a relationship that's not serving you, You deserve to be with someone who loves and respects you for who you are, and who's willing to put in the effort to create a relationship that's both fulfilling and sustainable, and you deserve to know that. Okay, so, to bring it all back to the crystal, right, the carnelian heart, which is all about centering, this Page of Pentacles is really asking you to center yourself in your own worth, right? To ground yourself in your own values, and to approach your love life with that sense of grounded self-assurance, you know. It's about cultivating that stable foundation of self-love so that you can attract a partner who's equally grounded and self-assured and who's ready to build something real and lasting with you. And that's so beautiful. So, okay, like, what's the catch, right? What's the one thing you need to watch out for as you move forward on this journey? Or like, what's the hidden gift that's waiting to be revealed? Okay, like, we're almost there. We just have one more card to pull, so get ready for the final piece of the puzzle. I am, like, so excited to see what it is. Okay, you guys, so like, we've been on this whole journey together, right? Like, from building that inner strength with the Strength card, to radiating that joy and positivity with the Sun, to surrendering to the unknown with the Hanged Man, and then taking that leap of faith with the Fool, expanding your horizons with the Three of Wands, leading with emotional maturity and compassion with the King of Cups, and grounding it all in practical action with the Page of Pentacles. Phew, right. And now to top it all off, we have the Ace of Wands. Oh my God, you guys, this is like pure creative energy, pure potential, pure inspiration. It's like after all that preparation, after all that inner work, the universe is finally giving you the green light to go out there and create something amazing, you know. It is so exciting. The Ace of Wands, like, in general, it's all about new beginnings, right? But it's not just any new beginning. It's a new beginning that's fueled by passion, by creativity, by a burning desire to create something new and exciting, you know. It's like you've been given this spark, this idea, this vision, and now it's up to you to bring it to life, you know. It is all you. And like, look at the imagery on this card, right? It's usually a hand coming out of a cloud, holding a wand that's bursting with leaves and energy, you know. And it's like the universe is literally handing you this opportunity, this gift, this chance to create something incredible, you know. But like, it's up to you to take it and run with it, you know. It's up to you to nurture that spark, to cultivate that idea, and to bring it into the world, and oh my gosh, you can do it. So, okay, like, what does this mean for your love life, right? Because that's what we're really focusing on here. Well, like, first of all, this could mean that you're about to experience a new surge of passion and excitement in your existing relationship, you know. Like maybe things have been feeling a little stale or predictable lately, and you're both craving something new and exciting, you know. And the Ace of Wands is saying, okay, it's time to shake things up. It's time to try something different. It's time to reignite that spark and bring the passion back into the relationship. And how amazing is that? Like, maybe you could plan a romantic getaway, or try a new activity together, or just have a really honest and open conversation about your desires and fantasies, you know. Because sometimes all it takes is a little bit of effort to rekindle that flame and bring the excitement back into the relationship, and you really can do it. Or like, if you're single, this could mean that you're about to meet someone who's really passionate and creative, someone who's going to inspire you and challenge you to grow, and someone who's going to bring a whole lot of excitement and adventure into your life, you know. Like, this could be someone who's an artist, or a musician, or a writer, or just someone who's really passionate about their work and their hobbies, you know. And like, they might not be the most conventional or traditional person, but they're going to be incredibly inspiring and exciting to be around. And they're going to open your eyes to a whole new world of possibilities. And that's what you're craving, right? And like, I'm also feeling like this could be about, like, taking the initiative in your love life, you know. Like maybe you've been waiting for someone to come along and sweep you off your feet, but the Ace of Wands is saying, okay, it's time to take matters into your own hands. It's time to be proactive and create the love life that you want. And how amazing is that? Like, maybe you could join a dating app, or go to some social events, or just start putting yourself out there and meeting new people, you know. It's about taking that first step, about seizing the opportunity, and about trusting that the universe is going to support you along the way, and you know that, right? Or like, for some of you, this might be about, like, embracing your own sexuality and sensuality, you know. Like, maybe you've been feeling a little disconnected from your body, or maybe you've been feeling ashamed or guilty about your desires, you know. And the Ace of Wands is saying, Okay, it's time to let go of those limiting beliefs and to embrace your own sexuality with joy and confidence. You can totally do this. Like, maybe you could explore your fantasies, or experiment with new things in the bedroom, or just learn to love and appreciate your body for all that it is. You know. It's about connecting with your own inner passion and desire, and about allowing yourself to experience pleasure and joy without guilt or shame. And isn't that what we all want? But okay, let's be real, the Ace of Wands can also be a little bit impulsive, right? It's easy to get carried away with the excitement and the passion, and to jump into things without really thinking them through, you know. So it's important to balance that fiery energy with a little bit of caution and common sense, and you know that. Don't just go sleeping with the first person who comes along, and don't just quit your job and move to another country on a whim, you know. Take some time to think things through, to weigh your options, and to make sure that you're making decisions that are aligned with your values and your goals, and you are so ready to do that. And I'm also feeling like this is about, being authentic and true to yourself, you know? Don't try to be someone you're not, and don't try to force a relationship to happen if it's not meant to be, you know. The Ace of Wands is saying, okay, be yourself, be genuine, and let your passion shine through. Because that's what's going to attract the right kind of love into your life, the kind of love that's based on mutual respect, understanding, and a genuine connection. And that is what you deserve. So, how does this all tie back into the strength, the Sun, the Hanged Man, the Fool, the Three of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles, right? Because, it's all part of the same story. Well, the strength gave you the inner confidence to pursue your passions, to embrace your desires, and to create the love life that you want. And you have that strength. And the sun is shining its light on your path, illuminating the way forward and giving you the energy and optimism to make your dreams a reality. And you feel that, sun, don't you? And the Hanged Man taught you to surrender to the unknown, to trust that the universe has a plan for you, and to be open to unexpected opportunities, and now you can really apply that. And the Fool gave you the courage to take risks, to step outside of your comfort zone, and to embrace new adventures, and you are so brave. And the Three of Wands showed you all the possibilities, all the different paths you could take, and gave you the vision to choose the one that's right for you, and you know that path. And the King of Cups taught you to lead with your heart, to be compassionate and understanding, and to create relationships that are based on emotional honesty and authenticity, and you have that compassion in spades. And the Page of Pentacles grounded you in the practical realities of life, reminding you to be responsible, to be patient, and to build a solid foundation for your future, and you are so grounded. So, the Ace of Wands is the culmination of all of those energies, right? It's the spark that ignites your passion, the inspiration that drives you forward, and the opportunity to create a love life that's truly aligned with your soul. And that's all you, baby. And I'm so excited for you, you guys. This is such a powerful and transformative time in your life, and I know that you're going to create something amazing. So embrace that Ace of Wands energy, be open to new possibilities, and trust that the universe is supporting you every step of the way. And remember that carnelian heart, that centering energy, that reminder to stay grounded in your own worth, and to approach your love life with passion, purpose, and a whole lot of self-love. And that is your journey, my friend. Go out there and create the love life of your dreams because you deserve it. Yes, you do. Okay, so if you chose the Amazonite Angel, that means this reading is all about balancing, and more specifically, about harmonious communication. Amazonite is known for helping you find that equilibrium within yourself so you can foster clearer and more compassionate connections with others. And honestly, is there anything more important than communication when it comes to love? Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. All right, so the first card we have here is the Fool. And oh my gosh, the Fool. This card just screams new beginnings, right? Totally fresh starts and just pure potential. So what this tells me right away is that you are either about to embark on, or maybe you're already on, a brand new journey when it comes to your love life. And I'm getting the feeling that you're approaching this with a really open mind and a willingness to just, see where things go. You're not weighed down by past experiences or, preconceived notions, which is amazing. You're literally ready to jump off a cliff of faith into something totally unknown. And that's so brave, honestly. Maybe you've been wanting to put yourself out there more, try online dating, or, I don't know, finally say yes to that setup your friend has been trying to do. Or it could even mean that you're ready to redefine what love even means to you. Maybe you're questioning those old beliefs that, oh, I have to be married by this age, or I need to find someone who fits this perfect mold. You're kind of throwing all of that out the window and saying, you know what? I'm just going to embrace the unknown and see what happens. And that is so liberating. Oh my gosh. It's like you're giving yourself permission to just be free and explore without all the pressure. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you're being reckless or irresponsible. It just means you're choosing to lead with your heart and intuition and trusting that the universe is going to guide you where you need to go. But with the Fool, it is really important to remember to still be mindful, don't ignore red flags or completely abandon common sense. It's about finding that balance, right? Like the crystal. It's like being open to the adventure but still keeping one foot grounded in reality. Okay, so we've got this fresh energy of the Fool, and then we have the King of Wands. Okay, this is getting spicy. So the King of Wands is totally confident, charismatic, and just full of passion. This card tells me that you are either embodying this energy yourself, or you're about to attract someone into your life who just radiates this kind of vibe. Either way, it's a really powerful and exciting influence. If this is you, you're feeling super clear about what you want in a relationship, and you're not afraid to go after it. You're probably feeling really inspired and motivated to take action, and you're just exuding this magnetic energy that's drawing people to you. You're not playing games or being wishy-washy. You're just putting yourself out there with confidence and authenticity. And honestly, that is so attractive. Maybe you've been working on yourself, focusing on your goals and passions, and that's just naturally made you feel more confident and self-assured. Or maybe you've just decided, you know what? I'm done settling for less. I know what I deserve and I'm going to find it. And that kind of attitude is just a game changer. Now, if this is someone coming into your life, get ready, because this person is going to be a total firecracker. They're going to be super passionate about their own life and goals, and they're going to inspire you to chase after yours too. They're probably going to be really adventurous and spontaneous, always up for trying new things, and they're going to bring a lot of excitement and energy into your world. This person is not going to be afraid to take the lead. They're going to be very decisive, and they're going to know exactly what they want with you. But the King of Wands can sometimes be a little bit, headstrong or, even a little bit arrogant, so it's important to, keep that in mind. It's really about finding that balance again, where you appreciate their confidence and passion, but you also make sure they're respecting your boundaries and needs too, It's about that harmonious communication, like the crystal is saying. Okay, so we have the Fool with this fresh start energy, the King of Wands with all this passion and confidence, and then bam, we get the Four of Cups. This card. Okay, so the Four of Cups is the buzzkill of the tarot sometimes, right? It's all about feeling bored, apathetic, or just kind of blah. You're being offered something, but you're so caught up in your own thoughts and feelings that you're not even noticing it. You're meh, whatever. So, this is where I'm starting to wonder if, all this new beginning energy and this, King of Wands energy is maybe being, slightly blocked or, just kind of, overshadowed by something else. Maybe you're so focused on what you think you want, or what you think you should be looking for, that you're actually missing out on some really amazing opportunities that are right in front of you. Maybe you're going on dates, but you're just, automatically dismissing people because they don't fit this, perfect picture you have in your head. Or maybe you're so caught up in past hurts or disappointments that you're not even allowing yourself to be open to something new. You're just expecting things to go wrong, so you're not even giving anyone a real chance. And honestly, it's like the universe is trying to, hand you this beautiful gift, but you're just, staring at the ground, being all, nah, I'm good. And it's like, no, you're not good, you're missing out. So the question is, what are you so distracted by? What's keeping you from seeing these opportunities? Maybe you're feeling burnt out from dating, like you've been putting in all this effort and not getting the results you want. Or maybe you're just feeling, emotionally exhausted and you need to take a break. And that's totally valid. It's okay to need to recharge and, take care of yourself. But this card is kind of urging you to not let that exhaustion turn into apathy, don't let it make you completely close off to the possibility of love. Or maybe you're just, secretly afraid of getting hurt again. You've been burned in the past, and you're just, putting up these walls to protect yourself. And I get that. But those walls can also keep out the good stuff, It's like you're so busy trying to avoid pain that you're also avoiding joy. So what do you do about this? Well, the first thing is to, really check in with yourself and see what's going on internally. What are you really feeling? Are you feeling, resentful, disappointed, jaded? And, be honest with yourself even if it's not pretty. Because once you identify those feelings, you can start to address them. Maybe you need to, talk to a therapist or a counselor to work through some of those past hurts. Or maybe you just need to, spend some time alone, doing things that make you happy and help you reconnect with yourself. Take a bath, read a book, go for a walk in nature, whatever. Just do something that fills your cup, And then, once you're feeling a little bit more grounded, try to, shift your perspective. Instead of focusing on what's missing or what's gone wrong in the past, try to focus on what you have and what's possible in the future. Practice gratitude. Think about all the good things in your life, even the small ones. And then, when you're ready, try to, open yourself up to new experiences and new people. Say yes to that invitation, even if you're not, super excited about it. Go on that date, even if you're not sure if you're going to like the person. Just give things a chance, You might be surprised at what you find. Also, really pay attention to the opportunities that are right in front of you. Are there people in your life who are trying to connect with you, but you're just not noticing them? Are there situations that are presenting themselves, but you're just, brushing them off? Be open to the possibility that love might come in a different package than you expect it to, Maybe it's not going to be this, whirlwind romance that you've always dreamed of. Maybe it's going to be something quieter, something more subtle, something that builds over time. But that doesn't mean it's not just as beautiful or just as meaningful. And remember that communication thing from the crystal. If you're feeling disconnected or apathetic, talk about it. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to your therapist, talk to your journal. Just get those feelings out in the open, instead of letting them fester inside. And if you're in a relationship, talk to your partner. Tell them how you're feeling and ask them for support. Communication is really key here. Because, if you're not communicating your needs and desires, you're just going to end up feeling more and more disconnected. And that's not what you want, right? You want to feel connected, you want to feel loved, and you want to feel fulfilled. So yeah, the Four of Cups is kind of a bummer, but it's also a really valuable reminder to stay present, to stay open, and to appreciate the opportunities that are right in front of you. Don't let your past experiences or your current mood blind you to the possibilities of love and happiness. Because, they're there, just waiting for you to notice them. This is a great setup to see what's coming next. So let's pull another card to see what you specifically need to watch out for moving forward. Okay, so the Tower, wow, okay. That's a big one. So after all that talk about the Four of Cups and feeling stuck, this really throws a wrench into things, doesn't it? But in a way, it kind of makes sense. Maybe all that apathy and feeling disconnected was actually building up to this, necessary explosion. I mean, the Tower is all about sudden change, upheaval, and the crumbling of structures, right? It can be scary because it often involves, unexpected events that just completely disrupt your life. But it's also about, clearing away the old to make room for the new. So I think the question here is like, what tower is about to come crashing down in your love life? And there are a couple of ways to look at this, right? Like, it could be something external, like a sudden event that just forces you to change your perspective or your situation. Maybe it's like a relationship ending unexpectedly, or maybe it's like a big change in your life circumstances that impacts your relationship. Like, I don't know, maybe you get a new job in a different city, or maybe you have a family emergency that requires you to shift your priorities. Something that just totally throws you for a loop. Or it could be something internal, you know. Like, maybe you have this sudden realization that, like, the way you've been approaching love just isn't working anymore. Like, maybe you realize that you've been holding on to these, like, unrealistic expectations or these outdated beliefs about what a relationship should look like, and you're just like, okay, I can't do this anymore. And that realization in itself can be like a total tower moment because it forces you to reevaluate everything. You know, it's like suddenly seeing everything in a completely different light and realizing that, like, you need to tear down these old walls that you've built up around yourself. And that can be really painful, but it's also incredibly liberating. I'm kind of feeling like, with the Four of Cups right before this, that this tower moment is almost like a necessary intervention. Like you were so stuck in that rut that the universe is just like, okay, time to shake things up. And honestly, sometimes that's exactly what we need, right? Like, we get so comfortable in our patterns, even if they're not serving us, that we need something to just jolt us awake. So what could this look like in real life? Well, like I said, it could be a relationship ending. And I know that's like the scary part of the tower, right? But sometimes an ending is actually the best thing that can happen. Like, maybe you've been holding on to a relationship that's just not right for you because you're afraid of being alone or because you're clinging to the idea of what it could be. And the tower is saying like, okay, it's time to let go. It's time to move on. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be like this dramatic, explosive breakup. It could just be this, like, gradual realization that you're just growing apart or that your needs aren't being met. And it could be a mutual decision to end things, or it could be one person initiating the breakup. But either way, it's about recognizing that something needs to change. Or maybe it's not about a relationship ending, but about a relationship transforming. Like, maybe you and your partner go through a really challenging time, and it forces you to, like, confront some difficult truths about yourselves and about your relationship. And it could be painful, and it could be messy, but it could also lead to a deeper level of understanding and intimacy. Like, you tear down the old ways of relating to each other, and you rebuild something stronger and more authentic. I'm also getting the sense that this could be related to your own personal growth and transformation. Like, maybe you're realizing that you need to make some changes in your life in order to attract the kind of love that you want. Maybe you need to, like, work on your self-esteem, or heal from past wounds, or just get clearer about what you really want in a relationship. And that process can be really disruptive because it forces you to confront your own shadows and your own limiting beliefs. But it's also incredibly empowering because it allows you to create a life that's more aligned with your true self. You know, it's like you're tearing down the tower of your old self to build a foundation for your new self. With that Amazonite angel, we know communication is going to be really important during this time. Like, whether you're dealing with a relationship ending, a relationship transforming, or your own personal growth, it's crucial to be honest and open with yourself and with others. Like, if you're in a relationship, talk to your partner about what you're feeling. Even if it's scary, even if you're afraid of hurting them, it's better to be honest than to bottle things up. And listen to what they have to say, too. Really try to understand their perspective, even if you don't agree with it. And if you're not in a relationship, talk to your friends, your family, your therapist, or just journal about your feelings. Get those emotions out in the open so you can process them and move forward. Communication is key to navigating this upheaval and finding your way to a more harmonious place. I know the tower can seem really scary, but it's important to remember that it's not all doom and gloom. It's actually a card of liberation because it frees you from the things that are holding you back. It's like you're breaking free from these self-imposed limitations and these outdated structures that are preventing you from living your best life. And that can be really exciting, even if it's also a little bit terrifying. And remember that King of Wands energy we talked about earlier. That confidence, that passion, that inner strength. You're going to need that during this time. You're going to need to tap into that inner fire and that belief in yourself to get through this. Because the tower can shake you to your core, but it can't break you. You have the resilience and the strength to rebuild, to create something even better than what you had before. So don't be afraid of the tower. Embrace the change, embrace the chaos, and trust that you're being guided towards something greater. This is an opportunity to shed the old and embrace the new, to create a love life that's more authentic, more fulfilling, and more aligned with your true self. It's like you're being given a chance to start over, to build a new foundation for your future. Wow, this is intense, right? I'm so curious to see what's coming next. Let's pull another card and see what the universe has in store for you after this tower moment. Okay, Ace of Swords. Whoa, okay. So after all of that, tower energy, we get this, super clear, super sharp Ace of Swords. Okay, this is, intense, but also, really exciting because it feels like, after all the chaos, finally there's some clarity, you know? Like a light cutting through the darkness. So the Ace of Swords is all about, new ideas, new perspectives, and, really cutting through the BS to get to the truth. So I think the big question here is, what truth is being revealed? What new idea is, coming to the forefront? And is it a gentle realization, or is it a swift, decisive cut? I feel with the tower right before it, it's probably gonna be a pretty intense truth, you know? Not just a little aha moment, but a major, oh my God, I get it now, kind of thing. So what does this Ace of Swords energy even look like? Well, it's all about mental clarity, right? It's about seeing things as they really are, without all the rose-colored glasses or, the wishful thinking. It's about being honest with yourself, even if it's painful. And it's about making decisions based on logic and reason, rather than just, emotions or, what you want to be true. It's taking all the information you have and, processing it in a really clear, objective way. And then using that to make a decision that's in your best interest, even if it's a difficult one. This could be, a really intellectual card, too, you're analyzing all the angles. But also, swords can be about communication, but it's not always harmonious like the crystal wants. Sometimes it's about conflict, you know? It's about, cutting words and, sharp retorts. But I think in this case, it's more about, clear and direct communication. Saying what you need to say, even if it's not what someone else wants to hear. And it's about being assertive and standing up for yourself, even if it means, ruffling some feathers. So with the Ace of Swords, it's this new idea, this new truth is coming in with a lot of force. And it's going to, cut through the confusion and the uncertainty. And it's going to leave you feeling, really clear and empowered, even if it's also a little bit, shaken up, you know? Because the tower. Okay, so how does this Ace of Swords connect to everything else that's been going on? Well, first of all, we have the Fool, right? With that fresh start energy. So maybe this Ace of Swords is the intellectual spark that ignites this new journey. It's the idea that makes you say, okay, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to jump off this cliff and see where it takes me. It's you had this vague sense of wanting something new, but now you have a concrete idea of what that new thing is. And then we have the King of Wands with all that passion and confidence. So maybe this Ace of Swords is the mental clarity that helps you channel that passion in a really focused way. You're not just blindly chasing after whatever feels good. You're strategically using your energy and your resources to achieve your goals. And you're doing it with a lot of confidence and conviction. You know, you're not doubting yourself or second-guessing your decisions. You're just going for it. But then there's that Four of Cups, right? That feeling of apathy and disconnect. So maybe this Ace of Swords is the thing that snaps you out of that funk. Like, it's the realization that, okay, I can't keep feeling this way. I need to, shake things up and do something different. And it's the clarity that helps you see the opportunities that you've been missing. Like you were so caught up in your own head that you weren't even noticing what was right in front of you. But now you're like, oh wow, look at all these possibilities. And that's really exciting. And then, of course, there's the tower. So I'm wondering if the Ace of Swords is, the sword that strikes the tower, you know. Is this the thing that causes the sudden change and upheaval? Or is it, the clarity that comes after the tower falls? Is it the understanding that helps you make sense of all the chaos? I'm kind of feeling like it could be both, honestly. Maybe the Ace of Swords is the initial spark that sets things in motion, but it's also the thing that helps you navigate the aftermath. It's like the truth is revealed, and then the tower crumbles, and then you're left with this clear, new perspective. And that perspective helps you rebuild your life in a way that's more aligned with your true self. I mean, this could even be you actively choosing to end something because you now see clearly it's not serving you. With the King of Wands energy, you wouldn't be afraid to take action. Okay, so let's get down to specifics. What could this Ace of Swords actually look like in your love life? Well, maybe it's you finally realizing that you've been settling for less than you deserve. You've been in this relationship that's just okay, but it's not really fulfilling you. And you're you know what? I deserve to be with someone who makes me feel amazing. I deserve to be with someone who challenges me and inspires me. And this person just isn't doing that. And that realization is the Ace of Swords. It's the clarity that helps you see that you need to make a change. And then maybe you have a really honest conversation with your partner and you're look, I'm not happy. And I don't think we're right for each other anymore. And that conversation is the sword cutting through the relationship. It's painful, but it's also necessary. And then after the breakup, you're left with this new sense of freedom and possibility. And you're okay, I'm ready to find someone who's truly right for me. Or maybe it's not about a relationship ending, but about a relationship transforming, like we were saying. Maybe you and your partner have been struggling with communication, and you're constantly arguing and misunderstanding each other. And then you have this, breakthrough moment where you finally understand where the other person is coming from. And you're oh wow, I get it now. I see why you've been acting this way. And that understanding is the Ace of Swords. It's the clarity that helps you see things from their perspective. And then you're able to communicate with each other in a much more effective way. And you're able to resolve your conflicts and build a stronger, more loving relationship. Or maybe it's about you realizing something about yourself. Maybe you've been attracting the same kind of person over and over again, and it's always ending badly. And you're why does this keep happening to me? And then you have this aha moment where you realize that you're the common denominator. And you're oh, I see, I've been choosing these people because they reinforce my own limiting beliefs about myself. And that realization is the Ace of Swords. It's the clarity that helps you see your own patterns and your own issues. And then you're able to start making different choices. And you're able to attract a different kind of person into your life. Someone who's more healthy and more fulfilling. It could also be you just deciding to be more assertive and direct in your communication. No more passive aggressiveness or hinting around. Just saying what you mean, clearly and kindly. This could totally shake things up, especially if you've been holding back. So with that Amazonite angel energy, that harmonious communication, this Ace of Swords is really urging you to speak your truth, but to do it in a way that's balanced and compassionate. It's not about attacking someone or being aggressive. It's about being clear and honest, but also being mindful of the other person's feelings. It's about finding that middle ground where you can express your needs and desires without, causing unnecessary conflict. Maybe before you speak, you take a breath and really think about what you want to say and how you want to say it. Maybe you practice active listening, really trying to understand the other person's perspective before you respond. It's about using your words to build bridges, not walls. And it's about remembering that communication is a two-way street. It's not just about you expressing yourself, but also about you being open to hearing what the other person has to say. It's like finding that equilibrium, like the crystal is saying. This also really reminds me of the importance of clear boundaries. Like, the Ace of Swords can help you define your boundaries and communicate them effectively to others. It's like you're drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is what I'm okay with, and this is what I'm not okay with. And you're doing it in a way that's respectful but also firm. And that can be really empowering because it helps you take control of your own life and your own relationships. Okay, wow. So we've got this Tower moment and then this Ace of Swords clarity. It feels like things are really starting to shift and change. But like, what's the end result? What's the ultimate outcome of all of this? I'm like dying to know. Let's pull one more card and see what the universe has in store for you, okay? Okay, so here we go, the Queen of Wands. Oh, I love this card. So like, after all that Tower and Ace of Swords energy, this feels like, okay, like a warm hug, but a powerful hug, you know? Like someone who's like got your back, but also like lights a fire under you. So the Queen of Wands, she is all about like confidence, warmth, and just like radiating positive energy, you know? She's not afraid to be herself. She's passionate, she's independent, and she just like inspires everyone around her. She's like the ultimate cheerleader, but like also a total boss. She's not a pushover. She knows what she wants and she's not afraid to go after it. But she does it with grace and charm. She's not the kind of woman to like stomp all over people to get what she wants. So like, what does this mean for you in your love life? Well, there's a couple of ways to look at it, right? Like, maybe this is you embodying this Queen of Wands energy. Like, after all that Tower upheaval and Ace of Swords clarity, you're stepping into your power. You're feeling more confident, more passionate, and more sure of yourself than ever before. You are like owning your worth and just attracting amazing things into your life. Or maybe this is someone who's coming into your life. Someone who embodies all those Queen of Wands qualities. Someone who's going to inspire you, support you, and just like bring a lot of joy and excitement into your world. So if this is you, embodying the Queen of Wands, I'm feeling like you've really gone through a transformation, you know? Like that Tower moment really shook you up, but it also cleared away a lot of stuff that was holding you back. And the Ace of Swords, that clarity, helped you see things in a new light. And now, you're just like ready to embrace your true self. You're not trying to be someone you're not. You're not trying to fit into someone else's mold. You're just being authentically you, and that is so attractive. You're probably feeling really creative and inspired. You're excited about your life, your goals, and your passions. And that excitement is just drawing people to you. You're like a magnet, attracting people who are just as passionate and authentic as you are. And like this Queen of Wands energy, it's not just about being confident and passionate. It's also about being warm and supportive. You're not just focused on yourself. You're also genuinely interested in other people and their lives. You're a great listener. You're empathetic, and you're always there to offer a helping hand or a word of encouragement. And that makes you so approachable and so lovable. People are drawn to your warmth and your kindness. They feel safe and supported in your presence. And that's like a really powerful thing, you know, to be able to create that kind of space for other people. Now, if this is someone coming into your life, get ready, because this person is going to be amazing. They're going to be confident, passionate, and just full of life. They're going to be someone who inspires you to be your best self. Someone who supports your dreams and encourages you to go after them. They're going to be warm, kind, and just a joy to be around. They're going to make you laugh. They're going to make you feel good about yourself. And they're going to make you feel loved and appreciated. They're probably going to be really creative and adventurous, always up for trying new things and exploring new places. This person is not going to be afraid to take the lead, but they're also not going to be controlling or domineering. They're going to be respectful of your boundaries and your needs. They're going to value your opinions and your ideas. They're going to see you as an equal partner, and they're going to treat you with respect and admiration. And like, that's so important, right? to find someone who sees you for who you are and appreciates you for it. This person is going to be a total firecracker, bringing a lot of excitement and energy into your life. But they're also going to be grounded and stable, someone you can rely on. They're going to be a source of strength and support, helping you navigate the challenges of life. But like with all that fiery energy, it's important to remember that harmonious communication from that Amazonite angel, right? Because the Queen of Wands, she can sometimes be a little bit like impatient or, a little bit quick to anger. So it's important to be mindful of that, whether you're embodying this energy yourself or you're dealing with someone who is. It's about finding that balance where you can express your needs and desires without steamrolling over other people. It's about being assertive, but also being respectful. If you're embodying this Queen of Wands energy, make sure you're taking the time to listen to other people's perspectives. Don't just assume that you're always right. Be open to hearing other people's ideas and opinions. And if you're dealing with someone who's embodying this energy, try to be patient and understanding. Remember that they're probably coming from a good place, even if they're not always expressing themselves in the best way. Try to communicate your needs and boundaries clearly, but also with kindness and compassion. It's all about finding that middle ground, where you can both feel heard and respected. And think about how this Queen of Wands energy connects to that Ace of Swords clarity, The Ace of Swords helped you see things clearly, and the Queen of Wands helps you act on that clarity with confidence and passion. You're not just sitting around thinking about what you want. You're actually taking action to create it. You're putting yourself out there, you're pursuing your goals, and you're attracting amazing things into your life. It's like the Ace of Swords gave you the vision, and the Queen of Wands gives you the power to make that vision a reality. So, whether you're embodying this Queen of Wands energy yourself, or you're attracting someone who does, it's all about embracing your power, your passion, and your authenticity. It's about being true to yourself and attracting people who love and appreciate you for who you are. And it's about communicating your needs and desires in a way that's both clear and compassionate. It's about finding that balance, that harmony, that the Amazonite angel is all about. You are becoming this queen or attracting your queen. You are ready to light up the world. Okay, I'm so excited to see how this all plays out. Let's pull one last card to see what the final outcome is, okay? Okay, so here we go, the King of Cups. Oh wow, this is a beautiful card. So after all that fiery Wands energy, to have the King of Cups show up, it just feels really, really nice. The King of Cups is all about emotional balance, compassion, and a really calm strength, He's not someone who gets easily rattled. He's got this incredible sense of inner peace, and he's able to, navigate even the most difficult situations with grace and understanding. He's someone who's deeply in touch with his emotions, but he's not ruled by them. He's able to process his feelings in a healthy way, and he's able to offer support and guidance to others without getting caught up in their drama. So, what does this mean for you and your love life? Well, just like with the Queen of Wands, there are a couple of ways to look at it, right? Maybe this is you embodying this King of Cups energy. After all that Fool energy of taking a leap, and then that Tower upheaval and Ace of Swords clarity, you're finally finding that emotional equilibrium. You are becoming more emotionally mature, compassionate, and understanding. Or maybe this is someone who's coming into your life. Someone who embodies all those King of Cups qualities. Someone who's going to offer you a safe and supportive space to be yourself. Okay, so let's say this is you embodying the King of Cups, right? I'm feeling like you've really done some deep inner work, haven't you? That Tower moment probably brought up a lot of stuff for you, a lot of old wounds and insecurities. And the Ace of Swords, with that clarity, probably helped you to see those wounds in a new light, to understand where they came from and how they've been affecting your relationships. And now, you're finally at a place where you can heal those wounds. You're letting go of the past, and you're embracing a more compassionate and loving version of yourself. You're not as reactive as you used to be. You're not as easily triggered by other people's behavior. You're able to take a step back, to observe your emotions without judgment, and to respond in a way that's both authentic and kind. You're also becoming a better communicator because that's what we want, right? Because of the Amazonite, of course. You're able to express your needs and desires clearly and effectively, but you're also able to listen to other people with empathy and understanding. You're creating a safe space for open and honest communication in your relationships. You're also probably feeling a lot more confident in your ability to attract healthy and fulfilling relationships. You know that you deserve to be loved and respected, and you're not willing to settle for anything less. You're setting clear boundaries, and you're honoring your own needs. You're also probably attracting people who are just as emotionally mature and compassionate as you are. You're creating relationships that are based on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. Because you are embodying that King of Wands energy, you are being confident and you're attracting what you deserve. You know what you're worth. You're becoming a source of strength and support for the people in your life. You're able to offer a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, or just a word of encouragement when they need it most. You're creating a ripple effect of love and compassion in the world around you. This is what we want, right? What a great transformation from the Fool to now. And it really goes well with the crystal, that balancing energy. You're finding your balance, and I love that for you. I really, really do. Okay, but what if it's not you? What if it's someone else? Okay, so let's flip it. What if this King of Cups is someone who's coming into your life? Get ready, because this person is going to be a game changer. They're going to be someone who offers you the kind of love and support that you've always dreamed of. Someone who sees you for who you are, flaws and all, and loves you unconditionally. Remember that Queen of Wands energy coming in to save the day and really light you up? Well, this King of Cups energy will only amplify it. They're going to create a safe and supportive space for you to be yourself, to express your emotions, and to heal from your past wounds. They're going to be a great listener, someone who truly hears you and understands you. They're going to be empathetic, compassionate, and always there to offer a helping hand or a word of encouragement. This person is probably going to be very emotionally intelligent. They're going to be able to understand their own emotions and the emotions of others. They're going to be able to communicate effectively, to resolve conflicts peacefully, and to create a harmonious and loving relationship. They're going to be someone who values communication, who's always willing to talk things out and to work through any challenges that arise. They're probably going to be very creative and artistic. They're going to have a deep appreciation for beauty and for the finer things in life. They're going to bring a sense of joy and wonder into your world. It's almost like the opposite sides of the same coin, with the Queen and the King. They're going to be someone who's deeply connected to their intuition. They're going to be able to sense your needs and desires even before you express them. They're going to be someone who trusts their gut, who's not afraid to follow their heart. And of course, we want this person to be aligned with the Amazonite meaning. This person is not going to be afraid to show their emotions. They're going to be vulnerable and authentic, willing to share their feelings with you. They're going to be someone who's not afraid to cry, to laugh, or to express their love and affection. This person is also going to be incredibly supportive of your dreams and goals. They're going to encourage you to pursue your passions, to take risks, and to live your best life. They're going to be your biggest cheerleader, always there to celebrate your successes and to offer comfort and support during your challenges. With that King of Wands energy that was there before, there could be some ego issues that flare up. But with that Tower moment that happened, there is growth that has occurred. So this person may be coming in their evolved state. This King of Cups coming in is going to be like the best of all worlds. This person is really coming in to bring that balance. Balance is so important, so the crystal and this card go so well together. So whether you're embodying this King of Cups energy yourself, or you're attracting someone who does, the key here is emotional balance, right? And the ability to communicate with compassion and understanding. Remember that Fool energy. Well, whether you're stepping into this energy yourself, or whether you're inviting someone else in, it's all about taking a leap of faith. It's about opening your heart to new possibilities and trusting that the universe is going to guide you to where you need to be. And remember that King of Wands energy. Well, the King of Cups is all about channeling that passion in a healthy and productive way. It's about using your emotions to fuel your creativity and your drive, but without letting them control you. The King of Cups helps you to find that middle ground, to balance your emotions with your intellect, and to make decisions that are both wise and compassionate. And remember that Four of Cups energy. Well, the King of Cups is all about overcoming that apathy and disconnect. It's about finding joy and meaning in your life and connecting with others on a deeper level. The King of Cups helps you to see the beauty in the world around you and to appreciate the simple things in life. This is all coming together so beautifully. I am so excited for you, my friend. And remember the Tower. The King of Cups is a beautiful energy, so all of that Tower energy is dissipating. You went through it. You have clarity with that Ace of Swords. So now it's all about moving forward. And with that Queen of Wands, with that light and that fire, the King of Cups can really balance that out. You are going to be able to find balance, no matter how things play out. I just have this feeling that things are really aligning for you. You've gone through a lot, but you've learned so much along the way. And now you're ready to embrace a love life that's more authentic, more fulfilling, and more aligned with your true self. This is what this crystal is calling you to do. So yeah, get excited, because this feels like a really, really beautiful turning point. I'm so curious to see what happens next, so let's pull another card. Okay, wow, so here we are at the end of this reading, and I'm seriously so excited for you, oh my gosh. We've gone through so much together, right? I mean, we started with the Fool, and that feeling of just jumping into the unknown, ready for anything, you know? And then we had the King of Wands with all that fire and passion and confidence, just radiating out into the world. But then, we hit that Four of Cups, and things got a little bit blah, you know? That feeling of being stuck and apathetic, like you're missing out on something. But then, bam, the Tower. Everything gets shaken up, right? Sudden change and upheaval just completely disrupting your life. But we know that's necessary, right? To clear away the old to make room for the new. And then, thank goodness, we got that Ace of Swords cutting through all the BS, bringing clarity and truth. And then the Queen of Wands comes in, so confident and so warm. And here we are finally with the King of Cups. What a journey, my friend. So what does this all mean, right? Well, I think it means that you've been through a lot, you know? You've experienced the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, and you've learned so much along the way. And all of that has led you to this moment, to this place of potential. You're standing on the edge of something really amazing, something that's going to bring you so much joy and fulfillment. And you know, it's not just about finding love, it's about finding that emotional balance within yourself, you know? That's what the King of Cups is all about. And that's what the Amazonite angel is all about, too. Finding that harmonious communication, finding that balance. So, how does this King of Cups energy actually play out in your life, right? Well, like we were saying before, it could be you embodying this energy yourself. You know, you've done the work, you've healed the wounds, and now you're just radiating this calm, compassionate strength. You're attracting people who are just as emotionally mature and balanced as you are. Or it could be someone coming into your life, right? Someone who embodies all those King of Cups qualities. Someone who's going to offer you that safe and supportive space, who's going to love you unconditionally, who's going to help you to heal and grow. It's so exciting, it really, really is. And you know, it could even be a combination of both, right? You're embodying this King of Cups energy yourself, and you're also attracting someone who embodies it too. You're both on the same wavelength, you're both committed to emotional growth and balance, and you're creating a relationship that's just incredibly deep and meaningful. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. And the possibilities. But whatever the specifics are, the key here is that you're ready, you know. You're ready to embrace this King of Cups energy, whether it's within yourself or in a partner. You're ready to create a love life that's more authentic, more fulfilling, and more aligned with your true self. And that's so powerful, you know, to be able to say, I'm ready for love. I'm ready for happiness. I'm ready for all the good things that life has to offer. That's a real game changer, wow. So, what can you do to make this happen, right? Well, the first thing is to just keep doing the work, Keep healing those wounds, keep practicing that self-compassion, and keep communicating your needs and desires clearly and kindly. And don't be afraid to ask for help, Talk to a therapist, talk to a friend, talk to your family, talk to your journal. Just get those feelings out in the open so you can process them and move forward. And remember that Amazonite angel, right? Harmonious communication. That's so important here. Whether you're in a relationship or not, it's so important to be able to communicate your needs and desires in a way that's both clear and compassionate. It's about being honest with yourself and with others. And it's about finding that balance, that middle ground, where everyone feels heard and respected. And don't forget about that Queen of Wands energy, right? That confidence, that passion, that warmth, that's still there too. The King of Cups isn't about being passive or weak. It's about being strong and grounded, but also being open and vulnerable. It's about being able to express your emotions without being ruled by them. And the Queen of Wands can help you to tap into that fire, to ignite that passion, and to go after what you want with confidence and conviction. It's the best of both worlds. This is all working together so beautifully. I'm seriously tearing up. You deserve all of this. And don't be afraid to put yourself out there, Try online dating, go to social events, join a club, take a class. Just do something that gets you out of your comfort zone and exposes you to new people and new experiences. You never know where you might meet someone special, right? And even if you don't meet someone right away, you're still expanding your horizons and learning new things. And that's always a good thing, right? It's the Fool energy all over again, just jumping into the unknown, ready for anything. And remember that Tower moment too, right? Even though it was disruptive and chaotic, it was also necessary. It cleared away the old to make room for the new. And it helped you to see things in a new light. So don't be afraid of change, embrace it. Because change is what allows us to grow and evolve. Change is what allows us to become the best versions of ourselves. And with that Ace of Swords, you are ready to cut through the BS and move forward. And trust yourself, Trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust your heart. You know what's best for you. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You are the expert on your own life. You are the one who knows what you need and what you want. So listen to yourself and follow your own path. You know where you want to go, what you're worth, and what you deserve. So yeah, my friend, I'm just so incredibly excited for you. I feel like you're on the verge of something really amazing, something that's going to bring you so much joy and fulfillment. And I know you have the strength, the courage, and the wisdom to create the love life that you've always dreamed of. You really, really do. Just keep doing the work, keep communicating, keep trusting yourself, and keep embracing the journey. And don't forget to have fun along the way. Because love is supposed to be fun, right? It's supposed to be joyful and exciting. So relax, enjoy the ride, and trust that the universe is going to guide you to exactly where you need to be. Oh my gosh, I'm just so happy for you. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave this reading. I'm wishing you all the best. I hope that everything works out exactly as it's meant to. And remember that I'm always here for you if you need anything at all. You can always reach out to me, and I'll do my best to offer you support and guidance. Thank you so much for watching this reading. I really, really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this reading, please give it a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new reading. Okay, I'm sending you all my love and positive energy. Have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, so, Smoky Quartz Tree. This crystal is all about nurturing, and this whole reading is themed around rooted growth. Think of it as releasing those past wounds to create space for new love, blossoming from a place of real strength, and resilience. It's like building a love that lasts. So with that in mind, let's dive into these cards. Okay, first card, the Hanged Man. Okay. So the Hanged Man, right? This is all about surrender, a pause, a moment of, forced introspection. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it definitely signals a need to shift your perspective. This is not the card of someone rushing into anything, that's for sure. The Hanged Man often appears when we're stuck in a cycle, you know. Like doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Are you maybe finding yourself in familiar patterns in your love life that just aren't serving you anymore? This card is screaming like, girl, you need to see things from a new angle. It's about releasing control, letting go of expectations, and trusting that the universe has a plan, even if you can't see it right now. It's about, a willingness to sacrifice your current perspective in order to gain a deeper understanding. It's about seeing things, truly, in a different way. Have you been holding on too tightly to a certain idea of what love should look like? Or maybe you're clinging to a past relationship, even though it's not good for you. The Hanged Man is urging you to release that grip, to allow yourself to be suspended in this moment of uncertainty. It's uncomfortable, I know, but it's so necessary for growth. I feel like this is definitely a period of waiting, but not just passive waiting. It's active waiting. You're actively reassessing your values, your priorities, and what you truly desire in a partnership. Think of it like you're decluttering your mental and emotional space, making room for something new and amazing to come in. It's like a spiritual cleanse, almost. Are you feeling called to, explore your spirituality more deeply during this time, to connect with your intuition? The Hanged Man is often linked to spiritual awakenings, so this could be a powerful opportunity for you to, tap into your inner wisdom and gain clarity about your path forward. You know what else this could mean? Maybe you're sacrificing your own needs for someone else's, like in a relationship. Are you putting someone else's happiness above your own? The Hanged Man could be a reminder to prioritize yourself, to honor your own needs and desires, even if it means making some tough choices. It is time to make sure that you are valuing yourself and not getting lost in being a martyr in a relationship that is not fulfilling for you. Okay, so this card is also about seeing the bigger picture. It's about understanding that sometimes things need to fall apart before they can come back together in a better way. It's like a necessary destruction. Think of it as the universe rearranging things behind the scenes, preparing you for something even more amazing than you can imagine right now. But it requires trust. It requires faith that even in the midst of uncertainty, you are being guided and supported. It's so hard, I know, especially when you're craving clarity and direction. But the Hanged Man is asking you to surrender to the unknown, to embrace the mystery, and to trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. So what specific area of your love life is calling for this surrender? Is it a particular relationship? Is it a pattern of behavior? Is it an expectation that you need to release? This is a time for deep reflection and honest self-assessment. Grab your journal, girl. Get quiet and really listen to what your intuition is telling you. Remember, this isn't about punishment. It's not about being stuck forever. It's about gaining a new perspective, a deeper understanding, and ultimately moving forward with greater clarity and purpose. It's like a chrysalis stage. You're transforming, evolving, preparing to emerge as a more authentic and empowered version of yourself. So embrace the pause, trust the process, and know that something beautiful is on the horizon. And okay, so now we have the Knight of Cups. Oh, this is exciting. After that Hanged Man energy, this feels like a breath of fresh air, The Knight of Cups is all about romance, charm, and following your heart. He's like a dreamy idealist, swept away by emotions and artistic inspiration. He's the classic romantic, showing up with flowers and grand gestures, ready to sweep you off your feet. But with the Hanged Man still in the mix, we need to be a little cautious, right? It's not about blindly falling for the fairy tale. It's about approaching this romantic energy with awareness and discernment. This could definitely signal a new love interest entering your life. Someone who is charming, creative, and emotionally expressive. Someone who makes you feel seen and appreciated. Are you ready to receive that kind of energy? Are you open to letting someone court you and show you how they feel? It's time to put yourself out there. But again, the Hanged Man is like a little voice in the back of our minds saying, "Hold on, not so fast." It's a reminder to not get carried away by the initial excitement and infatuation. To take your time to get to know this person on a deeper level, and to make sure that they are truly aligned with your values and your long-term goals. Because, the Knight of Cups can sometimes be a bit, dreamy. He can get lost in his own emotions and fantasies, and he might not always be the most practical or grounded person. So, it's important to keep your feet on the ground and to assess this potential relationship with a clear head. It is a sign of someone who will treat you well, someone who will write you poetry and bring you flowers, or are they just trying to love bomb you? Are you ready to discern the difference and not fall for the trap? This card can also represent a creative project or a passion that you're feeling drawn to. Something that sparks your imagination and brings you joy. Maybe you're feeling inspired to write, paint, or create something beautiful. This is a great time to explore your artistic side and to express your emotions through creative channels. But again, the Hanged Man is like, don't get so caught up in your creative pursuits that you neglect other important areas of your life. It's about finding a balance between your passions and your responsibilities. To make sure you are not only focused on the creative projects, but the work that sustains your life. So, how can you integrate this Knight of Cups energy into your life in a healthy and balanced way? How can you embrace the romance and creativity without losing sight of your own needs and boundaries? This is the question to explore. It is vital to find the balance in your life so you can find long-term love. It's about, allowing yourself to be open to love and joy, but also staying grounded and discerning. It's about following your heart, but also listening to your head. It's about embracing the beauty and magic of life, but also staying aware of the potential pitfalls. The Knight of Cups is also a messenger, right? He brings news, invitations, and opportunities. So, pay attention to the messages you're receiving right now. Are there any new opportunities coming your way that excite you? Are there any invitations that you feel drawn to accept? This could be a sign that the universe is opening doors for you, but it's up to you to walk through them mindfully. And sometimes the Knight of Cups can represent your own inner romantic. It could be a call to connect with your own emotions, to embrace your vulnerability, and to express your love and appreciation to the people in your life. This is a time to be open-hearted, to be kind, and to spread love wherever you go. It's about allowing yourself to feel deeply, to connect with your emotions, and to express yourself authentically. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable, to share your feelings with others, and to let your love shine. What are you waiting for? But remember, the Hanged Man is still there, reminding us to stay grounded and to approach everything with awareness. So embrace the romance, the creativity, and the joy, but do it with your eyes open and your feet firmly planted on the ground. Okay, and finally, we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is interesting. After the dreamy Knight of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles brings us back to reality, It's all about patience, hard work, and long-term investment. It's about planting seeds and waiting for them to grow, seeing the results after putting in a lot of hard work. This card often appears when we're feeling a little impatient, like, when am I going to see the fruits of my labor? When is my investment going to pay off? You've been putting in the work, but the results aren't showing up as fast as you'd like, right? The Seven of Pentacles is a reminder that good things take time. That true success is built on a foundation of consistent effort and dedication. In the context of love, this could mean that you've been working on yourself, on healing past wounds, and on creating a healthier relationship with yourself. You've been investing in your own growth, but you're not seeing the results in your love life just yet. You're like, where is my person? Why haven't I found love yet? The Seven of Pentacles is saying, don't give up, keep going. Your efforts will pay off in the long run. But it might require you to wait longer than you would have hoped. This card is also about evaluating your investments, taking a look at where you're putting your energy and your resources. Are you investing in the right things? Are you nurturing the relationships that truly matter? Are you focusing on your long-term goals, or are you getting distracted by short-term gratification? Maybe you're putting too much energy into relationships that aren't serving you. Maybe you're investing in people who aren't reciprocating your efforts. The Seven of Pentacles is a call to reassess your priorities and to make sure that you're investing in the things that will truly bring you fulfillment and happiness. This isn't just about romantic relationships, though. It could also be about your relationship with yourself. Are you investing in your own well-being? Are you taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental health? Are you nurturing your passions and interests? Are you prioritizing your own growth and happiness? The Seven of Pentacles is a reminder that you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to invest in yourself first before you can truly give to others. So, take some time to evaluate your own needs and to make sure that you're taking care of yourself inside and out. That is where the true long-term potential for success lies. It's a reminder that true love starts with self-love. You need to cultivate a strong and healthy relationship with yourself before you can attract a healthy and fulfilling relationship with someone else. It's a process, and it requires constant love and attention. Okay, so this card can also represent a period of slow and steady progress. You're not seeing huge leaps forward, but you're consistently moving in the right direction. You're learning, growing, and evolving, and you just need to trust that all of your efforts are accumulating, even if you can't see the immediate results. It's like planting a seed. You don't see the plant growing overnight, but you know that with consistent watering and care, it will eventually sprout and blossom. The Seven of Pentacles is a reminder to be patient, to be persistent, and to trust the process. What small steps can you take each day to invest in your love life, to nurture your relationships, to cultivate your own growth and happiness? It's about focusing on the process, not just the outcome. It's about enjoying the journey, even when it feels slow and challenging. You can find happiness in the slow growth. And sometimes the Seven of Pentacles can indicate a need to change your approach. If you're not seeing the results you want, it might be time to try something different. Are you stuck in a rut? Are you repeating the same patterns? Are you afraid to take risks? The Seven of Pentacles is a call to be open to new ideas, to experiment with different strategies, and to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to change the way you are doing things. Don't be afraid to fail. It's about being adaptable and resourceful. It's about learning from your mistakes and using them as opportunities for growth. It's about being willing to pivot and adjust your approach as needed. Sometimes the changes are necessary to get you where you want to go. So, how can you bring more creativity and innovation into your love life? How can you break free from old patterns and try something new? This could be a sign that you need to go on a different dating site or try a new approach to dating. The Seven of Pentacles is also about appreciating the small victories along the way. It's about recognizing the progress you've made, even if it's not as dramatic as you'd like. It's about celebrating your successes and acknowledging your efforts. Don't be so focused on the end goal that you forget to appreciate the journey. Take time to acknowledge your growth, to celebrate your achievements, and to be grateful for all that you have. Gratitude is a powerful magnet for attracting more good things into your life. So, be grateful for the journey and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. All of this takes time. It takes persistence and patience. Wow, okay, so that's the Hanged Man, the Knight of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles together. What an interesting combination. It's all about pausing, reevaluating, opening yourself up to romance, but with a healthy dose of patience and a focus on long-term investments. It is going to be an interesting journey to see where things go next. Okay, so after all of that, we have the Tower. Whoa, okay, that definitely shifts things, doesn't it? Like after all that talk about patience and slow growth and gentle romance, the Tower comes crashing in. So the Tower is like sudden change, upheaval, unexpected events. It's like the universe shaking things up, sometimes in a really dramatic way. It can be scary for sure, but it's also about releasing what's not working and building something stronger, from the ground up. So don't freak out. Okay, so how does this connect with everything else? Well, with the Hanged Man, right? That was all about surrender and seeing things from a new perspective. The Tower could be like the event that forces that surrender. Like you might have been resisting that change, holding on to old beliefs or patterns, and the Tower is like bam. It's like, okay, you have to let go now. It is like the universe is really forcing your hand in this. It's kind of scary, but it's necessary for growth. The Knight of Cups. Okay, so that dreamy romantic energy, the Tower could be a reality check. Maybe you were idealizing a situation or a person, and the Tower is revealing the truth. It's like shattering illusions. Maybe that new romance isn't as perfect as it seemed, or maybe there are hidden issues that you need to address. It can be rough, but it's better to know the truth, right? It is better to be aware and make informed decisions rather than live in a fairy tale. And the Seven of Pentacles with its slow, steady growth. The Tower could be disrupting those plans, forcing you to reevaluate your investments. Maybe you were putting your energy into something that wasn't truly serving you, and the Tower is clearing the way for something better. I know, that's a lot, right? It's like everything is changing all at once. But remember our theme, right? Rooted growth, the smoky quartz tree. This isn't just about destruction. It's about creating space for new growth, for something more authentic and aligned with your true self. Think of it like a forest fire. It can be devastating in the moment, but it also clears out the deadwood and allows new life to flourish. The Tower is like that fire. It's burning away the old structures, the limiting beliefs, the toxic relationships, to make way for something new and vibrant. It is important to remember that after devastation, something new can always grow, even if it does not seem like it. This is where the resilience comes in, right? It's about your ability to bounce back from adversity, to learn from your experiences, and to emerge stronger than before. The Tower is challenging you to tap into your inner strength, to trust your intuition, and to believe in your ability to overcome anything. It's like a test of faith. Can you trust that even in the midst of chaos, the universe has your back? I know it's hard, especially when you're in the middle of it, but try to remember that this is all happening for you, not to you. It's like the universe is giving you a cosmic push in the right direction, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. So how do you navigate this period of upheaval? First of all, self-care is crucial. Like seriously. Take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. Get enough sleep, eat healthy food, exercise, and spend time in nature. Do things that bring you joy and help you relax. It's like you need to replenish your energy and ground yourself during this chaotic time. Lean on your support system. Talk to your friends, your family, your therapist, whoever you trust and feel safe with. Don't try to go through this alone. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to lean on others for support. We all need it sometimes. And try to release control. I know that's easier said than done, especially when everything feels like it's falling apart. But the more you try to resist the change, the more painful it will be. Surrender to the process, trust that everything is unfolding as it should, and focus on what you can control, which is your own reactions and your own choices. And find healthy ways to deal with the stress. Meditate, do yoga, journal, or whatever helps you calm your mind and connect with your inner peace. Remember to breathe. This is temporary and it will pass. Don't let the stress and the chaos overwhelm you. I know this is all a lot easier said than done, but you have been doing so good. And this is a natural process. You are capable and you can handle it. You are so strong and you have so much support. I know you can get through this. It may feel like it is not something you can do, but that is just your mind playing tricks on you. Okay, so specifically in your love life. The Tower could indicate a breakup, a major argument, or a sudden shift in your relationship status. It could be the end of a relationship that wasn't serving you, or it could be a wake-up call to address some underlying issues, or it could be a complete shift in perspective. Maybe you realize that what you thought you wanted in a relationship isn't actually what you need. Maybe you start to see things in a completely new light. It's like a paradigm shift in your understanding of love. Remember what the Hanged Man was about, seeing things differently? It's all coming together. It is all starting to make sense. So, what's next? Honestly, it depends on how you handle this upheaval. If you resist the change, if you cling to the past, it could be a really difficult and painful time. But if you embrace the change, if you surrender to the process, it could lead to something amazing. It could be the beginning of a new chapter in your life, a more authentic and fulfilling one. It's like the universe is clearing the way for you to create the love life you truly deserve. The next card will really help clarify which direction you're heading, you know. Are you going to rebuild on solid ground, or are you going to try to cling to the rubble? Okay, let's see what's coming. Okay, so after all of that, the card that comes up is the Two of Pentacles. Uh-oh, you know what I mean. Like, what does this mean exactly? So, like, after the Tower's chaos, the Two of Pentacles is like trying to find your footing, you know? It's about juggling everything, trying to stay afloat when it feels like everything is in the air. So, how do we even begin to connect this with all of the other cards? I think we need to go one by one and see how it all fits together. So, the Hanged Man, right? That's all about surrender. It's like you are in a state of flux, and you don't know which way to go. The Two of Pentacles suggests that even in that surrender, you're trying to manage your energy, your resources, your options. Are you trying to balance the need to let go with the need to stay grounded? Are you trying to, like, balance faith and practicality? You are trying to discern what to release completely and what to continue to hold on to. The Hanged Man energy is so difficult because it is very easy to feel like you have lost control. But here the Two of Pentacles is urging you to find control in the chaos and not lose sight of what you need. With the Knight of Cups, that romantic, creative energy, the Two of Pentacles is saying, okay, how do you balance that dreamy energy with the practical realities of life? How do you juggle your heart's desires with your responsibilities? Are you trying to balance a new relationship with your existing commitments? Are you trying to balance your creative passions with your need to make a living? Maybe this new person is a lot of fun, but they need to step up, and you are trying to get them to rise to the occasion. It's a lot, right? With the Seven of Pentacles, the slow, steady growth, the Two of Pentacles is saying, okay, how do you stay patient when everything is changing so fast? How do you balance your long-term goals with the immediate demands of the moment? Are you trying to balance your desire for stability with the need to be flexible and adaptable? Are you getting impatient with the process because you feel like the ground is constantly shifting beneath your feet? It is so much easier to stay the course when things seem stable. I think this is a signal to give yourself some credit and some grace. And then with the Tower, it all comes crashing down. Well, the Two of Pentacles is like the immediate aftermath, you know. It's like, okay, the building fell. Now what? How do I pick up the pieces? How do I keep everything from falling apart? It's about damage control, it is about resource management, and it is about trying to find some semblance of stability in the midst of total chaos. So overall, this card is about managing change, you know. It's about juggling priorities, staying flexible, and adapting to new circumstances. It's about finding balance in the midst of chaos. It's like you're a circus performer spinning plates and trying not to let any of them fall. It feels like a lot of pressure, right? It is a lot of pressure. So what does this mean for your love life specifically? Well, it could mean that you're trying to balance your own needs with the needs of your partner. Maybe you're juggling work, family, and relationship responsibilities. Maybe you're trying to balance your desire for independence with your desire for connection. Maybe you are feeling pulled in two different directions and just can't decide what to do. Or it could mean that you're trying to navigate a complicated relationship situation. Maybe you're dealing with a long-distance relationship, a blended family, or some other challenging circumstance. Maybe you're trying to balance different expectations or different communication styles. There are so many things this could be. Or maybe it means you are balancing multiple relationships. I don't want to assume anything, but are you trying to juggle two different love interests? Are you trying to decide which one is the best fit for you? The Two of Pentacles could be a warning to be careful with your heart and not to lead anyone on. Maybe you're not being honest with yourself or with them about what you really want. But I also think that in this scenario, with all of these cards together, that there is an element of recognizing and allowing for things to be imperfect. Can you embrace the imperfection and chaos of it all and still find joy? This card can also represent your finances, right? Maybe the Tower event has impacted your financial situation, and you're trying to figure out how to make ends meet. Maybe you're juggling bills, debts, and investments. Maybe you're trying to balance your need for security with your desire to take risks. It is all so intertwined, right? Or it could mean that you're trying to balance your work life with your personal life. Maybe you're working long hours and struggling to find time for your relationships and your hobbies. Maybe you're trying to balance your career goals with your desire for a more fulfilling personal life. So many of us struggle with this, and it is so hard to find the right balance. It's such a challenge. It could also mean that you are juggling different job opportunities, and it could mean that you are trying to decide which career path to choose. The Tower can signify a sudden job loss, and now you are trying to sort things out and figure out what you want to do. It is so hard to choose. And then there's the self-care aspect of it all, right? This could also mean that you are juggling the care of yourself with other responsibilities. How can you make time for you when you have so many other things going on? This card can also be a reminder to be adaptable, to be flexible, and to be open to new possibilities. The Tower has shaken things up, and the Two of Pentacles is saying, okay, now you have to be willing to change your plans, to adjust your expectations, and to embrace the unexpected. Don't be so rigid in your thinking. Be open to new ideas and new approaches. It can also be a call to prioritize. What's really important to you right now? What can you let go of? What needs your immediate attention? Don't try to do everything at once. Focus on the most important things and let the rest go for now. You can always come back to them later. And it is also vital to ask for help when you need it, right? You don't have to do everything yourself. Reach out to your friends, your family, your colleagues, or a professional for support. Delegate tasks, ask for advice, and don't be afraid to admit that you're struggling. It is also time to take things one step at a time. Don't get overwhelmed by the big picture. Focus on the present moment and take things one step at a time. Each small step will lead you closer to your goals. This could also mean that you need to simplify your life. Get rid of the clutter, both physical and emotional. Simplify your schedule, your commitments, and your relationships. The less you have to juggle, the easier it will be to find balance. It sounds so good, right? Simplifying is good. It can also be a reminder to stay grounded. When everything feels chaotic, it's important to stay connected to your center. Practice mindfulness, spend time in nature, or do whatever helps you feel grounded and present. What skills are you going to need during this time? What is going to help get you where you need to be? What can you learn from all of this? The next card will really show what is coming up. Okay, so after all of that, the card we have is Justice. Whoa, that's intense, right? Like, after all the chaos of the Tower and trying to juggle everything with the Two of Pentacles, Justice comes in and is like, okay, let's bring some order to this mess. You know? So where do we even begin to connect this to all the other cards we have? I guess let's start at the beginning, right? So, the Hanged Man. That was all about seeing things from a different perspective, right? Like, surrendering to the universe and letting go of control. Justice, in this case, could be about finally seeing the truth of a situation. Like, maybe the reason you were feeling stuck was because you weren't being honest with yourself about something. Or maybe you were avoiding a difficult decision. Justice is like shining a light on that truth and forcing you to confront it, you know. Maybe it's like the universe saying, okay, you've surrendered, you've seen things differently, now you need to take responsibility for your actions, you know. So it's not just seeing the truth, but acting on it. And then we have the Knight of Cups, that dreamy romantic energy. So Justice here. It could be about fairness in relationships, right? Like, are you being treated fairly? Are you treating others fairly? Maybe you've been idealizing a person or a relationship, and Justice is like, okay, let's look at this objectively. Are things really balanced here? You know what I mean. Maybe you're giving too much and not receiving enough. Or maybe you're expecting too much from someone and not giving them a fair chance. Justice is about bringing that balance back. It's like making sure that everyone is being treated with respect and dignity. It's also important to think about whether your actions are aligned with your values. The Knight of Cups can be so emotional and impulsive, but Justice is like, okay, before you go running off into the sunset with this person, let's make sure this is actually the right thing to do. So it is about fairness and the balance of your relationship. And then the Seven of Pentacles, the slow, steady growth. Justice with that card could mean that you're finally seeing the results of your hard work, right? Like, All that effort you've been putting into yourself, into healing, into building a better life. It's finally paying off. Justice is like recognizing your accomplishments and rewarding you for your dedication, you know. Maybe you've been waiting for something to happen, and justice is like, okay, here it is. You've earned it. But also, the Seven of Pentacles can be about evaluating your investments, right? So, justice here could be about making sure that you're being fair to yourself in terms of where you're putting your energy. Are you investing in relationships that are actually worth your time and effort? Are you setting healthy boundaries and protecting your own well-being? Justice is about making sure that you're not being taken advantage of and that you're getting what you deserve. It is time to stand up for yourself and be treated fairly. And then, of course, we have the Tower, which is all just chaos. With justice after the Tower, it's like trying to make sense of the destruction, right? It's about figuring out who was at fault, what went wrong, and how to move forward in a fair and just way, you know. Maybe there were some legal issues involved, or maybe there were some ethical breaches that need to be addressed. Justice is about holding people accountable for their actions and making sure that everyone is treated fairly in the aftermath of the chaos. It is a matter of what is right and wrong, but it is also about forgiving yourself and not assigning too much blame or dwelling on what happened. And then with the Two of Pentacles, all that juggling, justice here is about making sure you're not spreading yourself too thin, right? Are you being fair to yourself in terms of your time and energy? Are you trying to balance too many things at once? Justice is like forcing you to prioritize and to make sure that you're not neglecting your own needs in the process of trying to keep everything afloat. It's also about making sure that you're being fair to others in your life. Are you giving everyone the attention they deserve? Are you being honest about your limitations? Justice is about bringing balance to your life and making sure that you're not sacrificing your own well-being for the sake of others. It is not worth it to lose yourself. So overall, justice is about balance, fairness, and accountability. It's about making sure that everyone is being treated with respect and dignity and that you are standing up for what is right. But it's also about being fair to yourself. It's about setting healthy boundaries, prioritizing your own needs, and making sure that you're not being taken advantage of. So, what does this mean for your love life specifically? Well, it could mean that you're entering a period of greater stability and fairness in your relationships, right? Like maybe you've been dealing with some drama or some imbalance, and justice is coming in to restore order. Maybe you're finally finding a partner who treats you with respect and values your opinions. Or maybe you're learning to set healthy boundaries and to communicate your needs more effectively. Or it could mean that you're facing some difficult decisions in your love life, right? Maybe you're having to choose between two different partners. Or maybe you're having to decide whether to stay in a relationship that's not working or to move on and find something better. Justice is about weighing the pros and cons and making a decision that is fair to everyone involved, including yourself. No matter what decision you make, it is important to be kind and fair. It could also mean that you're dealing with some legal issues related to a past relationship, right? Maybe you're going through a divorce or a custody battle. Or maybe you're dealing with some financial issues that are tied to a former partner. Justice is about ensuring that you're being treated fairly in the legal process and that your rights are being protected. Make sure you have all your bases covered. And you know, it could also mean that you're simply learning to be more just and fair in your own relationships. Maybe you're realizing that you've been holding on to some resentment or some anger from the past, and you're finally ready to let it go and move on. Justice is about forgiving yourself and others and creating a more harmonious and balanced relationship dynamic. So, some questions to consider. Are you being honest with yourself about what you really want in a relationship? Are you treating your partner with respect and fairness? Are you setting healthy boundaries and protecting your own well-being? Are you holding on to any resentment or anger from the past? Are there any legal issues that need to be addressed? And remember our theme, right? Rooted growth. The smoky quartz tree. Justice is about creating a solid foundation for your love life, built on honesty, fairness, and respect. It's about releasing the past wounds and creating space for new love to blossom from a place of strength and resilience. It's about building a love that lasts, a love that is fair and just for everyone involved. You are capable of receiving the love you want, but you must believe that you deserve it. The Two of Pentacles can leave you feeling out of control, but I think that Justice is the perfect card to pull after it because it comes in and helps to bring the order that you need in your life. It gives you the boundaries you need to make the decisions that are going to be best for you and ultimately lead you to the relationship that you want to be in. Justice is a card about strength, and Justice is a card about believing in yourself. Okay, so what's coming next? I am so excited. It feels like this final card is going to really tell us whether you're going to be able to create that balance and fairness in your life, or if there are still some challenges ahead. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what's coming next? I am so excited. It feels like this final card is going to really tell us whether you're going to be able to create that balance and fairness in your life, or if there are still some challenges ahead. Okay, here we go. The World. Whoa, the World, okay. It's like the whole journey, right? Like after all that chaos and like trying to find balance and then justice coming in. The World is like you made it. You completed a cycle, you've learned your lessons, and you're ready for a new beginning. It's about wholeness, completion, feeling like you've reached a major milestone. So like, how does this connect to all the other cards, you know? Let's start with the Hanged Man. That was all about surrendering, right? Seeing things from a new perspective, letting go of control. The World here is like, you've finally integrated that lesson. You've truly surrendered, and now you're reaping the rewards. You've let go of whatever was holding you back, and now you're free to move forward into this new chapter with a sense of wholeness and understanding. It is like you were able to see things for what they were, release control, and create a space for this next chapter to begin. It is almost like you had to stop everything to get here, and you have arrived. And then the Knight of Cups, that dreamy, romantic energy. With the World, it's like, you've found a love that's complete and fulfilling. You are satisfied, you are happy, and you feel like you are ready to settle down, right? Or it could mean that you've integrated that romantic energy into your own life, you know? Like, you've learned to love yourself fully and completely, and you don't need anyone else to complete you. The point is, you feel whole within yourself, and you're ready to share that wholeness with someone else or not. It could be about finding that perfect partnership, or it could be about realizing that you are already whole on your own, which is really special. I think that no matter which way it goes, you have a lot to celebrate here. Then there's the Seven of Pentacles, that slow, steady growth. The World here is like, all that hard work has paid off. You've put in the time and effort, and now you're seeing the results. You've built a solid foundation for your love life, and you're ready to enjoy the fruits of your labor. It is like the universe is finally rewarding you for your hard work, and you are entering a period of joy and reaping what you sow. It could be about finally finding that long-term partner you've been searching for, or it could be about creating a stable and fulfilling life for yourself, independent of a relationship. I think in this regard, it's a sign that no matter what happens, you can relax a little bit. You deserve to be happy, and you have laid the foundation to achieve it. And then, the Tower, that crazy upheaval. The World after the Tower is like, you've rebuilt your life after the destruction, and you've created something even better than before. You've learned from your mistakes, you've grown stronger, and you're ready to move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. It could be that you ended a relationship and it was really hard, but you're like, so much better off. Or it could be about facing a really tough challenge in your relationship, but you have overcome it and come out stronger as a couple. I think the World coming after the Tower is such a testament to your strength and resilience. It is like a sign that you were able to not only put the pieces back together, but learn from them. What an amazing gift. And then the Two of Pentacles, all that juggling and trying to find balance. The World here is like, you've finally found that balance. You've learned to manage your priorities, you've learned to say no to things that don't serve you, and you've created a life that feels harmonious and fulfilling. You have learned to live in the moment, and that is beautiful. Maybe you were struggling to balance work, family, and relationships, but now you found a way to make it all work, and you are so much more at peace. Or maybe you just got really good at prioritizing yourself, which is equally amazing. And then justice. Okay, the world after justice is like, you've created a love life that is fair, balanced, and harmonious. You're treating yourself and others with respect and dignity, and you're living in alignment with your values. The scales are balanced, you know. It's a sign that you have established healthy boundaries and you are creating relationships that are fair and just for everyone involved. I also think it's a sign that you have really learned to forgive yourself, which is so important. You have worked on your life and are living in fairness. So overall, the world is about completion, wholeness, and success. It's about reaching a major milestone and feeling like you've finally arrived. It's about integrating all the lessons you've learned along the way and moving forward into a new chapter with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. It is a sign that everything has aligned. So, what does this mean for your love life specifically? Well, it could mean that you're about to enter a long-term, committed relationship. This is the ultimate goal for some people, and maybe you're finding that you're ready to find that with someone too. Maybe you've found your soulmate, and you're ready to build a life together. Or it could mean that you're finally feeling complete and whole on your own, and you don't need a relationship to define you. You are happy on your own, and that is beautiful and something to be celebrated. It is like you have created the perfect love life just for you. It's about loving yourself, honoring your needs, and living a life that is authentic and fulfilling, regardless of your relationship status. I feel like either way, this is a huge win for you. It could also mean that you're about to embark on a new adventure with your partner, right? Maybe you're planning a big trip together, or maybe you're moving in together, or maybe you're starting a family. The world is about expanding your horizons and experiencing new things with the person you love. I think it signifies that you're ready to take your relationship to the next level, whatever that means for you. And you know what else? This could mean that you're finally letting go of some old baggage and moving on from a past relationship. This is a big one too. Maybe you've been holding on to some resentment or some anger, and you're finally ready to forgive and release it. It's about closing the chapter on the past and opening yourself up to new possibilities. And I'm getting a sense that this is a big part of it too. You are really freeing yourself, and it feels so good. So, some questions to consider. Are you ready to commit to a long-term relationship? Are you happy and fulfilled on your own? What new adventures are you ready to embark on? What old baggage are you ready to release? I think these are all things that can help you move forward. Remember our theme, rooted growth. This world card feels like the ultimate expression of that. All that work you've done to heal and grow, to release the past and build a stronger foundation. It's all led you to this point of wholeness and completion. And you know, the world isn't just an ending, it's also a beginning. It's the end of one cycle and the start of a new one. You've learned your lessons, you've grown, and now you're ready to take everything you've learned and create something even more amazing in your life. It is beautiful and exciting. The crystal, the smoky quartz tree, it's all about nurturing and grounding. And the world, it's like you've created this beautiful, strong, grounded foundation for your love life, and you're nurturing it with love, compassion, and understanding. It is the idea that you are constantly evolving and improving. You are also open to change, and you are able to accept the things that you cannot change. This whole reading has been about releasing the past and creating space for new love to blossom, and the world is like the ultimate confirmation that you've done that. You've released the old wounds, you've learned from your experiences, and you're ready to create a love life that is truly fulfilling and authentic. What a celebration. This isn't just about romantic love, either. It's about loving yourself, loving your life, and loving the people around you. It's about creating a world that is full of love, joy, and compassion. And you are well on your way to doing that. I think this is all so great. Okay, so after everything we've been through in this reading, right? All the ups and downs, the twists and turns, the card we end on is the Ten of Wands. Okay. It's like the universe is giving us one last little challenge, you know, like, okay, you're almost there, but not quite yet. The Ten of Wands, right? is often seen as a card of burden, of responsibility, of feeling overwhelmed. It's like you're carrying a huge load on your shoulders and you're struggling to keep going. Like, how much more can I take? But it's not all doom and gloom, okay? The Ten of Wands can also be a card of accomplishment, of knowing that you're almost at the finish line. You've come so far, you've overcome so many obstacles, and you're just a little bit further from reaching your goal. So it can be a good thing. So, how does this connect with all the other cards we've seen? Let's start with the Hanged Man, right? That was all about surrender, seeing things from a new perspective, letting go of control. The Ten of Wands here could be like, you're still carrying some of those old burdens, even after you've surrendered. You've shifted your perspective, but you haven't quite released everything that's weighing you down. It's like you're still holding onto some of those old beliefs or patterns, even though you know they're not serving you anymore. You are going to be okay, but you've got to let it go. It is like you haven't fully released everything. And then the Knight of Cups, that dreamy, romantic energy. The Ten of Wands with that could mean that you're taking on too much responsibility in your relationships. You are giving too much and you need to give yourself credit and slow down. Maybe you're trying to be everything to everyone and you're neglecting your own needs in the process. Maybe you're attracting people who need to be saved. I know it's something a lot of people do. It's like you're carrying the weight of the relationship on your shoulders and it's exhausting you. So it's a sign that you are a good person, but be careful. Then there's the Seven of Pentacles, that slow, steady growth. The Ten of Wands after that could be a sign that you're getting impatient with the process, right? You've been putting in the work, but you're not seeing the results as quickly as you'd like, and you're starting to feel discouraged. It's like you're carrying this heavy load, and you're wondering if it's even worth it. It's time to slow down and appreciate all you have accomplished. And maybe you just need to take a break and allow yourself time to process. And then the Tower, all that chaos. The Ten of Wands after the Tower could mean that you're still dealing with the aftermath of that upheaval, right? You're still picking up the pieces, trying to rebuild your life, and it feels like a huge burden. Maybe you're carrying the weight of past trauma, or maybe you're feeling overwhelmed by all the changes that have happened. If this is the case, be sure to give yourself credit for all that you have been through. It is okay, and it will be all right. And then the Two of Pentacles, all that juggling and trying to find balance. The Ten of Wands with that could mean that you're taking on too many commitments, right? You're trying to do everything at once, and you're feeling stretched too thin. Maybe you're juggling work, family, relationships, and you're just feeling exhausted. It's like you're spinning all these plates, and you're afraid that if you drop one, everything will fall apart. Try and remember that this is not the case. You are strong and can take a break. And then justice. Okay, the Ten of Wands after justice is like, okay, you've been trying to be fair and balanced, but you're still feeling burdened by the weight of responsibility. Maybe you're trying to make sure everyone is treated fairly, but you're neglecting your own needs in the process. And that makes sense, you know. It's hard to be fair to everyone, and you also deserve to be treated fairly. So overall, the Ten of Wands is about responsibility, burden, and feeling overwhelmed. It's like you're carrying a lot on your shoulders and you're struggling to keep going. But it's also about accomplishment, knowing that you're almost at the finish line. So, what does this mean for your love life specifically? Well, it could mean that you're taking on too much responsibility in your relationships, right? Maybe you're trying to fix your partner, or maybe you're trying to control the situation. It could also mean that you're attracting people who need to be saved, or maybe you're attracting people who are just not willing to take responsibility for their own lives. If this is the case, it is important to set boundaries and not let yourself be taken advantage of. Remember, you are the prize. Or it could mean that you're feeling burdened by the past. Maybe you're holding onto some resentment or some anger from a past relationship, and it's weighing you down. Maybe you're afraid to let go because you don't want to repeat the same mistakes. That's totally understandable, but you can't let the past define you. It is okay to move on and find a new relationship, or to be happy with yourself and live your best life. And the final possibility is that you're simply feeling overwhelmed by all the changes that have happened in your life. Maybe you've gone through a breakup, or maybe you've moved to a new city, or maybe you've started a new job. It's a lot to handle, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. You are, and should be, your first priority. So, some questions to consider. Are you taking on too much responsibility in your relationships? Are you holding on to some resentment or anger from the past? Are you feeling overwhelmed by all the changes that have happened in your life? It is okay if you do, but these questions can help you begin to think about how to feel better. I know, this might not be the most exciting card to end on. But remember our theme, right? Rooted growth. This 10 of Wands is like you're almost there. You've come so far, you've overcome so many obstacles, and you're just a little bit further from reaching your goal. The crystal is all about loving yourself. Think about the smoky quartz tree, nurturing and grounding yourself. This is a reminder to take care of yourself, to set boundaries, and to release anything that's weighing you down. This is so much more than about romantic love. It's about you and how you feel. This whole reading has been about releasing the past and creating space for new love to blossom, and this 10 of Wands is like a final test. Can you release those last few burdens? Can you trust that you're strong enough to handle whatever comes your way? Can you believe that you deserve love, joy, and happiness? I know you can because you've already come so far. You've surrendered, you've grown, you've learned, and you're ready to create a love life that is truly fulfilling and authentic. You have the tools to be happy, and you can use them to build the life you want. So don't let this 10 of Wands discourage you. See it as a sign that you're almost there, a reminder to keep going, and a call to release those last few burdens that are holding you back. You are capable, and you are worthy of love, joy, and happiness. And you are so close to having it all. You've got this.